What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Gray Matter. I am your host, Joe the Engineer. I'm sure Carrie, possibly nicer Roger Harper will be popping in soon. As become a tradition, I'm fresh off the golf course. Straight into 333 TV. And yes, I do dress like this on the golf course. I am not your typical golfer because I smoke blunts the entire time and I make murder music. But I don't give a fuck. What up, everybody? I hope things are going your way. I almost beat two people up on the golf course today. Motherfuckers teed off while I was on the green. Shit went right by my face. What up, Sean? I don't know if I should have fought him because there was two of them and only one of me. But I'm not going to say that I didn't try to. They were not interested in my level of aggression on the golf course at all. But this motherfucker almost hit me. And I was ready to go. Yeah, welcome back to the motherfucking fold. As I roll the fuck up. Roger Harper, what up, homie? What's good, homie?
What's up, homie?
Chillin', man. You know, fresh off the golf course. You know how I do it on Tuesdays.
That's what's up. What's up? I played early. I played last Friday, man. That sucked.
I don't. I'm getting back into it, man. I'm starting to play golf again.
Really?
Oh yeah.
That's what's up.
Shot a 76 today.
Damn.
Yeah, I get busy out there, Roger Harper. I get it in.
That's what's up.
Yeah, dude, I almost got I tried to get in a fight out on the golf course today. These motherfuckers ain't won it though.
Well, somebody was waiting on you. They was too slow.
Nah, I was playing by myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know. I got fortunate to play by myself today.
Yeah.
And it's a short par 4 that if you know the course, you can kind of shoot it over some trees and you can drive the green. And I'm literally on the motherfucking green putting, and these assholes tee off. And both of them drove the green. One of them landed in front of my face, and the other one landed behind me. Like,
whoa.
Shoo. So I waited for them. I waited on the green till they came up. And I went off. I yelled at them for like 10 straight fucking minutes.
Damn. Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Yeah, I asked him to. I was just like, y'all trying to fight or what? Because I'm with the shits. Like, you see the look on my fucking face? I was like, you almost fucking hit me. He's like, we didn't know you was there. I was just like, you yelled 4 though, you fucking liar.
Yeah.
And, they clammed up real quick, so that shit was hilarious.
They fucking with the wrong man at that point.
Oh, man, yeah, come on, don't fuck up my golf game. Like, I'm easy going, son. Like, there are no rules to me, but if I'm on the green, don't fucking hit the ball at me.
Especially when you're having a good day, too.
Oh, yeah, it was funny as I was even up to that point, and then I went 3 straight bogeys right after that, and then had to fucking get myself back into golf mode.
Damn. You play 18 today, you said?
I actually ended up playing 27.
You crazy.
I'm about that golf life, man.
Damn, well, you got it like that, buddy.
I mean, I finally figured out how to play and not hurt myself. Like, physically, I can swing, and it takes no effort, so...
Yeah.
I see how Michael Jordan... Yeah, I see how Michael Jordan goes out there and plays 27 holes a day every morning. Like, all right, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get it in. We're going to get it in one day, Roger Harper.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, man. I miss tuning in with you guys last few weeks. My son's finally going to graduate from high school, man. So
Nah, we in the offseason anyway, man. You go take care of what you got to do, man.
Sure, for sure.
Last week was the 49ers, I think we did. And then the week before that was the Chargers, which was fun because I watched every single play of the Chargers last season.
Okay.
And I know Kerry better not be ducking today's episode because we're doing the Patriots, motherfucker.
That's his team?
Nah, he's a Giants fan.
Oh yeah, okay. But that's one of your teams.
Yeah, that's my squad, so he better not be ducking today's episode because he knows we're doing the Pats. uh, Now, it's good to have you back, homie.
For sure, I'm glad to be back.
Yo, so, let's get into it.
I'll text his ass real quick and tell him to get on.
Yeah, motherfucker. The biggest news going on right now is Julio Jones says, I am out of Atlanta.
Yeah. And talking about Dallas, I heard.
Yeah, I know. That's crazy, right?
Yeah. If I was him, he better think because Dallas ain't going to the Super Bowl.
What you want to go 8-1?
Exactly.
You know? So DeAndre Hopkins said that he will give up whatever. He will restructure his contract and do whatever it takes. There he is, Kerry. Just speaking of the devil, Roger Harper.
Gary texting. I was Gary texting.
Look at that serious look on his face right now. Look at that avatar. You see how serious he is?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yo, Kerry, I knew you wasn't going to duck New England Patriots week.
Of course not.
Are you in an undisclosed location right now?
I had to working out of my cousin's spot right now.
So we literally just got into it. I was just telling a story of how I tried to get in a fight with two guys on the golf course today, but they ain't won it.
Why did you do that?
Because they almost hit me with their fucking balls, both of them.
Oh, okay.
And, I called them out on it, and they both clammed up real quick because, not too many aggressive golfers out there.
Right.
And, I turned it all the way up on them. So anyway, biggest news. We literally I didn't even get the sentence out of my mouth before you started popping in. Biggest news is Julio says, I am done in Atlanta.
See, and that's why it made sense that they picked up the tight end.
Yeah.
Because he said he wanted out since March. See, we didn't know that.
No, we did not. But you remember what I said it as soon as they picked up Pitts. I was looking at it they were thinking from the angle that they might not be able to retain him, so they went and got the best possible replacement in Pitts. So now you're looking at Julio's been wanted out, which is really odd. If you knew he wanted out, why wouldn't you trade him before draft day? Why would you wait until after draft day to make a move to where you're not going to get anything for him until next season's draft?
Right.
It's not like whichever team he goes to is just going to unload like 2 or 3 top tier talented players just to get Julio right now. It's always about futures. The NFL, Kerry, you know that. Yeah. You trade futures in the NFL, not currents. Mm-hmm. So it's really odd that they waited. I guess they were trying to maybe trying to work something out with him. But even then, the writing's been on the wall that this was going to be his last year in Atlanta anyway. So what the fuck were they waiting for?
I don't know. I guess they thought they would get hometown loyalty. I don't know.
I mean, where's he from? He's not from Atlanta, is he?
No, he's from Alabama.
That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, this is...
I mean, because it's the first team that drafted him.
No, I know, but you see what's going on with Aaron Rodgers right now.
Oh, yeah.
So, before we pivot on to Aaron Rodgers, let me get your guys' opinion on where do you think A is the best fit for Julio, and B, where's he actually going to end up? Roger Harper, best fit.
That's a tough one. There's a lot of teams that could use him. I have no idea where the guy's going to go. I mean, he has tremendous talent. He could be anywhere. I mean, depends on salary cap and where money is available. I'm sure it's not going to be all about winning for him for sure. He's going to want to get a paycheck for sure, along with a good team, a potential winner.
Well, I mean, of course, he gave the cookie cut. I'm a football player. I'm going to answer this question exactly how I'm supposed to. It's all about winning. I want to go somewhere with a chance to win. Yeah, right. Whatever. You also want to get paid. Right. Let's be realistic about it. Kerry, where do you think he's going to end up?
Damn.
Here, you think about it. I'll get because I've been waiting for this week's episode. I'm hyped. I'm ready. I'm I'm ready. So you think about it, I'll give you exactly where I think A and B. Where's the best fit? Well, there's two good fits for him. A, San Francisco would work really well because they have a huge void at their number one spot. But B, I think the actual best fit is Green Bay. If you keep Rodgers, slide up to Green Bay, he doesn't have to be a number one anymore, which he's proven last year with Calvin Ridley taking over the number one spot, that he's not really a number one at this point in his career. So don't require him to. You got Devontae Adams, who is, at this point in his career, better than Julio Jones. So let him be the one. Send Julio to the two, and then you got the most talented thrower of the football in the history of the game throwing it to him at the end of his career. It'd be awesome. And it'd go a long way in keeping Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad spot.
Where do I think he's going to land? New England. Come on, it's the hoodie.
I was about to say, do you think the hoodie kicks the tires?
Yeah, 100%. They've already been in deep discussions about Julio for weeks.
I knew it.
I mean, dude, you see what the hoodie's doing this offseason. He's doing everything possible. And New England still, on their roster, does not have a true number one receiver.
Right.
They got a bunch of number twos and threes out there. Aguilar and Kendrick Bourne and the quarterback turned wide receiver.
Oh yeah.
From NC State. Fuck, I can't remember his name.
Can't remember his name right now.
He's okay though. He's okay, but it's not. Come on, he's not going to give you 1,210 touchdowns.
Exactly.
But so Julio and Cam are really, really, really good friends.
That makes sense.
So that's another reason why I'd be like, hey, Cam might be able to convince him to go up there. But the real question is, how long is Cam going to be in that spot? Probably not more than this season.
Well, I mean, he only has a 1-year deal anyway.
Yeah.
And if this is the real prove-it year for Cam, I mean, he has an opportunity now, having more time with the playbook and being months removed from the Rona.
Yeah, I could see all this. I'll tell you where I would like to see him go.
Where's that?
Cleveland.
Ooh.
Trade Odell for him straight up. Send Odell down to another big market, medium market, so he can go be the man and do whatever he does. Then he can dress as funny as he wants to Atlanta, and no one will ever bat an eye at him. It's a trade. Julio in Cleveland, he can just be the big body receiver now.
I don't know if you can trade them straight up, though.
No, you can't.
You can't.
You can't.
Odell is still Odell.
Yeah, Odell's actually worth more than Julio at this point.
That's what I'm saying. He's worth more.
But I'm just saying, as a fantasy GM, I would love to see him go to Cleveland and just go be the big body possession receiver, take over the Anquan Bolden role, and
because that's the one thing Cleveland really lacks on the outside.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. I would love to see him. Clee, what up, man? I would love to see him there. And plus, I'm a huge Baker fan. So, and come on, dude, you add Julio into that team. That's a Super Bowl contender. It already is a Super Bowl contender.
I was about to say.
Like, already is. You don't need Julio, but that's just the other big team. The other team that's making a huge push for him is Arizona.
You know what? I almost brought Arizona up, and then I remember they signed A.J. Green, so I said, why would they do both? But, I mean, you're going to have Larry Fitzgerald, Green, and Julio.
That would be the oldest receiving core in the history of the NFL, dude.
I'm like, damn, that's what the Knicks would do.
Dude, look, it's Larry Fitzgerald. It's all three of them right here. All of us over 40. That's the three of them right now. That's what it'd look like out there. Especially with Larry, man. It's like every time Arizona comes up, it's like every receiver Arizona comes up in the conversation. It's just like, how they really don't want Larry back.
I know. You haven't heard a peep about Larry.
At all, right?
Yeah. But you have to figure that they won't shit on him like that. Not Larry. Not of all people. Not Larry.
Dude, the fans would turn on the team ownership. They can't do that.
Absolutely.
You can't. They would have a revolt. They'd boycott going to the games. You couldn't do that to them.
Yeah, you can't shit on Larry.
No, there's just come on, man. There's a certain pantheon of players that are like the Mount Rushmore of like good guys.
Yeah.
Larry Fitzgerald is one of them, and he has been since he was a little kid on Minnesota sidelines with his dad.
Absolutely.
Like they would never do that to him. So let's see what else has been going on before we switch to some other sports that have happened, because this is a sports show after all, people. So Kerry, what do you think about Aaron Rodgers' statements to Kenny Mayne? Did you see the interview?
I did not.
All right, so he said his problem with Green Bay is not the fact that they drafted Jordan Love or with Jordan Love at all. It has nothing to do with him. It's the vision and the direction that the franchise is headed. I mean, he kind of basically says he wants nothing to do with this direction.
Well, what direction is that?
I guess if he's saying that, then that's letting me know that they, as they did in moving up to draft Jordan Love, Gutekunst has not really liked Aaron Rodgers. And it seems like Gutekunst is the Jerry Krause. You know, it's me. It's not the players. It's me.
Gotcha.
And when somebody with that big of an ego comes in, they got to get rid of the alpha.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers is the alpha, so he's trying to be like, nah, it's us. See, we can do it without him.
Yeah.
I got something to tell you there, Gutekunst. No, you can't. All right?
Yeah.
You let Aaron Rodgers go, and the Packers will be terrible for at least a decade.
They'll be bad.
So, Roger and Kerry, Devontae Adams has already said his fate in Green Bay is tied to wherever Aaron Rodgers goes. You let Aaron Rodgers go, and then your second best player now leaves also. Who the fuck is left on their team?
And we know how temperamental receivers can be.
Exactly. And if you're Devontae, you're hitting the peak of your superpowers right now with Aaron Rodgers. Are you going to throttle it down and go to fucking Jordan Love? No.
I know.
Devontae Adams is literally on a Hall of Fame career arc right now. Are you going to fucking stop that for this kid?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, so they'll do exactly what happened to the Bulls. You'll go from championship caliber, they only won one, but championship caliber to irrelevant.
Yeah.
The Bulls have been irrelevant since they tore that team apart.
Yeah.
Derrick Rose made him interesting for a little bit.
Well, I was about to say just the Derrick Rose.
Until he got hurt, that was like,
Yeah.
you know, the hometown kid came back. It was dope.
Yeah.
And he could, you know, he was Russell Westbrook before Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Literally jumping so high that he hurt himself landing.
Yeah. I still remember that dunk he did on Dragic.
Dude, he dunked it at his chest.
Disgusting. I was thankful Dragic didn't get his hand caught because he would have broke his whole forearm.
Dude, see, that's Derrick Rose is one of those guys that you felt it when he dunked.
Oh yeah.
You could feel it. So, West Virginia, Ohio basketball all-star game. We had a couple practices before the actual game. And we had a kid named Ryan Jeter, who is about 5'10". Maybe on a good day, 5'10". Same type of dunker. He threw it off the glass in warm-ups, two-handed it. Boom! The backboard exploded. It didn't shatter. The whole thing came out. Like the whole thing blew out.
They didn't have a breakaway.
No, it was a breakaway.
Really?
The dunk before that he missed, the ball did not land until the other foul line. When he missed. Like, he was one of those. And when he caught that thing off the glass, boom! As soon as he hit it, the whole thing just spider-webbed and exploded. It's one of the coolest things I've ever seen in my life to see it in person. Especially from somebody that was my size. But, yeah, Derrick Rose, dude, too explosive. He was so explosive, his ligaments couldn't handle it.
Too explosive.
Yeah, it happens. It's like, you know, too much torque. He didn't have the right axle on that system, you know. He just snapped it in half.
Yeah.
So, is this Alden Smith did it? No, Jalen Smith is going to change his jersey. He's paying over... I got to see how much the idiot's doing to do it.
He's going to go single digits.
Yeah, he's going to number 9.
9. God.
54 to 9. Let's see. Are they going to say it's good? It says
Most number?
It says 6 figures, so it wasn't $1 million.
So wait, they're gonna let him snag Romo's number?
Yeah, hilarious, right?
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Wonder what Romo has to say about that.
Yeah, I know. That's very.
Probably nothing. He wasn't. Tony Homo was nothing.
No, I mean I know, but they made him such a big deal, and Jerry especially made him such a big deal. It's just, I'm surprised he's not already in the Ring of Honor. Shit, even though he didn't do shit.
All right, so I happen to be a Robo supporter.
He broke some records.
He could throw the ball, man. He was not the worst quarterback in the league by far.
One playoff game, and I feel and trust me, I've seen the guy play a lot. Yes, was he good? I mean, he was a very frustrating quarterback to play against because he would always find a way to scramble and like get out of some tough ass situations, and then always find Jason Witten.
Yeah. When
everyone in the fucking world knew that he was going to throw Jason Witten, and it would always be complete. But
Dez Bryant, he broke records with him too. So
yeah, sure did.
Yeah, I like Tony, man. The only reason I like Tony is because everybody hated him. It made me like this guy. I was just like, he's not that bad.
Well, it's just because in the fourth quarter,
yeah, I know,
he's gonna give it up to you.
I know.
Yeah, he'll give it. Yeah, that's Tony Homo.
Yeah.
Yeah, all those Romo sapiens out there that love him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I will say this. Can't put this on him. If Patrick Creighton catches a third down slant on the Giants in the playoff game, he would still be running to this day. And if the Dallas gets over that game with the Giants, they were on their way to the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that's,
that would have changed his trajectory completely.
It's crazy how one play can change your whole life.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know what? It's rare that it's on the good side.
Yeah.
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 It's always like, I can only remember 2. I remember 2 NFL players. I'm sure there's more. But 2 where one play that they made just changed their entire career. And actually, it ended up not being for the better because it put too much pressure and too much of a spotlight on them at all times. Odell with that goddamn catch.
Yep.
How can you top that catch? Everyone expected that catch every single play. Like,
I know.
It was 3 fingers getting, like, come on. And then Malcolm Butler, dude.
Yeah, I know. There was no way he could top
There's
that.
no way you could ever do that again. You're never going to win a Super Bowl on one play again. Like, it was just straight downhill from there for him. Other than that, it's usually the opposite way. Usually it's some dumbass play that puts you in the spotlight.
Right.
Or a miss, like, Jimmy G missing that throw in the Super Bowl by fucking 17 feet. You hit that wide open touchdown.
The Super Bowl MVP.
You're the MVP, Super Bowl champion. You get a mega deal. You get that chiseled chin on a box of Wheaties and then on every commercial that exists. Like, your whole life's different.
The spokesperson for Dracar Noir. But now he's about to lose his job.
He's about to lose his job because of one missed throw. What a fickle fucking game. So the other thing I want to get into before we start talking about the motherfucking Patriots. So LeBron decides to break NBA playoff protocols and go to an event for somebody's tequila launch.
Okay.
And the NBA does not even suspend him or reprimand him in 1 second at all. To be expected. It's the playoffs and it's fucking LeBron.
Right. But, okay, so they're not supposed to go to events at this point?
No.
Because they're not in a bubble.
Yeah.
So I don't know how are these protocols working right now.
Yeah, it's basically only basketball-related activities during the playoffs because you just can't. Why would you put your team at risk and the players at risk? Because if it was Kyle Kuzma, the league suspends him.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But it's LeBron. You're not going. It's the playoffs. You're not going to make LeBron sit out. I'm sorry, people. Get over it. This is the way the world works. The NBA is a business first. Mm-hmm. And now what they could have done is at least find him.
Yeah.
He's rich. Find him. You know.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything to him. And it was just like, damn, man. I know every other player's like, this motherfucker here, yo.
After
he's the Michael Jordan.
He's the play-in game. Should be fired, and that was Adam Silver, the commissioner.
LeBron is the Michael Jordan of this new era. You know,
sure.
Gets all the passes.
100%. But there was one difference between the two. Mike's going down the lane against Detroit, gets 6 elbows in his chin, gets knocked down, is bleeding, gets up and just quietly goes over to the ref and says something and gets the play down the next play. LeBron. They literally call him LaFlop, which is hilarious considering you're 6'8", 265. He flops like a soccer player.
Oh, absolutely.
And the last one was so egregious that the teams actually got into a physical skirmish because people are tired of his shit. Chris Paul was boxing him out, and LeBron looked like he got shot in the fucking face.
I know.
And it's just like...
Sniper fire.
Yo, so the Pat McAfee show brought up a graphic that was fucking hysterical. All right, Kevin Pillar gets hit in the face by a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, shatters his nose, bleeding everywhere, cracked eye orbital, 2 black eyes. He was on the ground for 36 seconds before he got up. There was another egregious injury that was like, it was in hockey. Dude was bleeding all over the place, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
40-some seconds, he was up and off the ice. LeBron got poked in the eye by Draymond Green. He was down for 90 seconds he laid on the floor.
I know. He was
90 goddamn seconds. Get up and walk off and hold your eye.
Yeah, everybody was like, he just got poked in the eye. No one could understand why he was still on the ground for so long. And then I knew this was going to happen. I was like, watch him just keep talking about how he can't see, which will make anything he does from that point forward even more superhuman. And
of course.
He hits the 3, and he's like, I can't even see.
There were 3 of them out there. I couldn't even see. Shut up. Shut up. This is why people don't like him.
I know.
It's not the talent. It's this crap.
I know.
The bullshit.
Yeah, come on, man.
Soft. This new generation is soft, man.
I mean, people get poked in basketball. People get poked in the eye all the time. One time I got poked in the eye. I thought it was going to come out the back of my skull.
You didn't roll around for between 80 and 90 seconds, I bet.
No, I just took my ball and went home.
Exactly. Exactly, dude. Just like...
I had to ride my bike.
I mean, we all recognize his skill set. I get it. The thing that bothers me with the flopping is you're bigger and stronger than 98% of athletes on this planet. Chris Paul cannot hip check you like that.
Right. There's no way.
Come on. And even Chris, you saw the look Chris Paul gave him because they're friends.
Yeah.
You saw the look he gave him when he did that. It was like, you fucking bitch.
I know.
But of course, I get it. It's the playoffs. He needs to work it and get that call. But like, dude, get up off the floor. Get up off the floor. A great shot, though. Great shot from a typically somebody who does not like to take those shots.
Right. And now look at that. It changed everything for Golden State and a few different teams. So Golden State gets in if they win the game. Then the Lakers have to play Memphis. The way Memphis played that Saturday, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a layup that the Lakers would have won that game.
Well, especially since Anthony Davis hasn't been playing too well through this little stretch right now. So
about Golden State going against the Knicks, and then either Memphis or LA having to face Utah, which, with the way Jokic is playing,
yeah. Everything changes through that, and then you look at Game 1, and Phoenix put it on LA because Anthony Davis fucking sucked, and then LeBron was not moving forward during this game so much. Mm-hmm. And with him, that's kind of he needs to move forward towards the basket and have things collapse so he can either get to the line or make plays. Mm-hmm. Because that's one of his downfalls is usually he isn't the one to take those shots. He will look for whoever has the best shot to take it, which is the right play.
Right play.
But when you're the fucking man, it's not the right play, though. You take the shot.
Yeah.
You know, but we'll see. I mean, Phoenix is no joke at all. We know that. Devin Booker could fucking play, dude.
Oh, yes, he can.
That he can. And their number one pick from a couple years ago is starting to pan out. Ayton, is that his name?
Oh, DeAndre Ayton. Yeah.
Yeah. See, I'm starting.
Monster down low.
Yeah, I'm starting to watch. You know, it's the playoffs. I'm starting to get back into it a little bit. But yeah, DeAndre Ayton.
Yep.
That was his name.
And you got this kid Cam Johnson.
Yeah. Yes.
Hitting threes all over the damn place.
Yeah. So didn't Phoenix end up with the number one seed?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, number two.
Number two.
Utah was number one.
Yes. I remembered it was two teams. It was just like, oh, wait a minute, what?
Yeah.
Especially the Phoenix team. That was kind of a surprise. But once again, we're talking about we're seeing exactly what we predicted, Kerry. Teams that weren't in the playoffs bubble at all last year are making deep runs like Phoenix, Utah. These teams had time to rest like a lot. You see the wear and tear.
Phoenix was in the bubble. They went 8-0, but they couldn't make the playoffs. But
yes,
they had that confidence, and they were like, when we get back next year.
Yeah, so they had a Giants game. They had a little Giants run on them. Like, oh, we can do this.
Yeah,
we can do this. Shout out to Randall, Julius Randle winning NBA's most improved player. That was an easy one.
Yeah,
that was easy because he has been fucking balling.
Yeah, he didn't ball in game one. I'll tell you that much. But I'll say this though. I don't know what the purpose of Frenchie is, Frank Ntilikina. If he was brought there to run the triangle, we don't run the triangle. He was also a terrific defender. The only time he got in the game was for key defensive stops, and he couldn't do that. How are you getting in the game? I don't understand.
You got to give Randall.
Going to get the ball, and you couldn't stop.
You got to give Randall credit, Kerry, as a New Yorker, a native New Yorker. Well, how long you been in New York? Your whole life, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. Outside of college for a couple years.
Yeah.
I've been here almost 20 years. This guy has rejuvenated Knicks basketball.
Oh, absolutely.
In a way that I haven't seen in almost my whole life here.
No, it was a loss, but I was still encouraged.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, like, I was in that game.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
How long it's been, we had a playoff game to root for. It's like a whole nother energy, a whole nother vibe. It's more than just watching basketball.
Yeah, it's like
deeper than that.
Yeah, Knicks fans are like actually involved in it now, and you can go to the game. So it's like June 1st, they're lifting all restrictions in New York.
We had two sellouts off the rip.
Yeah.
What happens?
Kerry, this hasn't happened since. Let's see, the Knicks made a little playoff run when Tyson had J.R. Smith in the fucking club getting drunk. And then before that, it was what? Latrell Sprewell's era?
Yeah.
Allen Houston before he murdered them with that salary and then never playing again? Dude, that's like fucking 20 years ago.
Contracts in the history. I know.
And it was fully guaranteed and he never played again. Oh, my God. He got a better deal than Bobby Bonilla did. I don't care. You can't convince me otherwise.
I don't know. Bobby's still getting paid.
Yeah, but Allen Houston got like $100 million to never play.
Yeah, he did. I mean, but that's not the only. The Knicks gave Jerome James
a ton of money,
$87 million.
Ton of bad contracts.
To like laugh when he would get in the game. He was so bad, everybody laughed. Even he did when he got in the game. That's how bad he was.
Knicks basketball was so terrible for so long that the best thing they had happen in like two decades was Linsanity for about 2 weeks.
Yep, sure was.
Nuts, man. Absolutely nuts. So this is something that I would rarely bring up on this show, but Diana Taurasi has fractured her sternum.
How the hell she do that?
I have no idea, but that's basically the best female basketball player in history. She's up there.
Still playing?
Yeah, no, she's up there, dude. She could fucking play.
She's up there. Yeah, she's up there.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely in the discussion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, Cheryl Miller, Nancy Lieberman Klein.
Yeah, well, I always forget Cheryl Miller because there was no WNBA back when she played.
Cynthia Cooper, you know what I'm saying? Cheryl Swoops.
Cheryl Swoops, yes.
We may have a couple of things to say about that. You know what I mean? Lisa Leslie.
Yeah.
My favorite, Candace Parker.
Oh, yes.
Loves Candace.
Everybody does.
Yeah.
Indeed. So the other thing that happened in women's sports that I thought was pretty fucking dope is, all right, so whenever they bring up the greatest athletes of all time, the most dominant, Carrie, we've discussed this.
Yes.
Going here before. They will throw Serena Williams if people are really across all spectrum of sports. Serena Williams' name does get mentioned, right?
Yeah.
You know who doesn't, who actually should?
Ooh.
Simone Biles might be the most dominant athlete in their own individual sport in the history of sports, dude.
Wow, yeah. That's a good point.
She doesn't lose ever, and they're literally thinking of making up rules so that she can't do things that only she can do.
Which is so ridiculous.
Like, I don't think she might be the most dominant athlete in their own individual sport of all time.
She has a great run. Edwin Moses had an awesome run at the 400-meter hurdles. Like, he didn't lose, and like
Michael Johnson didn't lose for like 8 years at the 200.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, but dude, she's so far ahead of everyone else. It's not even close. It's not. If she's in it, it's like, all right, she wins.
Yeah.
Dude, she just pulled off the move that she just did this week in a competition to win has never been done before by anyone. And she did it, it was either 3 or 4 times in the same day. It's just like, come on.
Just to let you know.
Like,
I can do this whenever I want.
Like, literally, it's never been completed by another human being ever. And she's like, bang.
Well, I mean, she has a few moves named directly after her. So
Well, she just added another one that no one's ever done before. And this is what I'm saying. She's literally the most dominant singular athlete I've ever seen. She never loses. She has won every competition, every medal, everything for like the past like couple years, and she's going to continue for the next couple years.
Yeah.
It's fucking dope, man. I love to see dominance.
She's a bad.
Dude, she's so tiny too. She's so little.
She's strong. She's strong.
And she can run. She can like. That's the difference. She gets a lot of speed going, but dude, she's doing things that no one's ever done. I mean, how often do you get to say that?
Yeah, and them gymnastics girls, they peak at a certain age, and for her to continue to still do what she's doing, it's really
good point, Roger Harper. Because you see them in the Olympics at 16 and 17 years old, because you have to stay small and lightweight in order to get up and whatnot, right? And that's why you see like you'll see like the college gymnastics. Because that girl from UCLA, something Otani.
I was going to say UCLA, yeah.
She made it like she went viral and whatnot. And you watch her routine and whatnot, I was just like, meh. It was cool. But you see what these chicks in the Olympics are doing? So, Roger, you're right. For her, she's not like Tom Brady status. To continue to dominate when you're supposedly past what your numerical prime would be is ridiculous, dude. It's incredible. I love domination. I don't care what sport it's in. That's why it was so much fun to watch Tiger Woods for so long, because he was just light years ahead of everyone else.
Yeah.
So that was the other thing that.
Interesting to see Phil win one.
Well, I was literally just about to bring this up in our 7 minutes that we got left in this first section. Phil the Thrill, baby. You're talking to our resident golfer. I literally played today. I'm not much of I don't watch a whole lot of golf, but I did watch this weekend. Because Phil's 50, he's basically 51. He's 50 and 11 months.
a couple weeks.
Oldest player to ever win a major. And if you don't watch golf, Phil is a roller coaster ride. You're getting one into the water, and then you're getting the most ridiculous shot following it. That's just like, how the fuck? Like, it's so much fun to watch. And that's exactly what he did. All over the fucking map. This was the first tournament that had fans. And they were going fucking ape shit.
Yeah.
They were not quiet. This was not.
Yeah.
This is a PGA Championship. This is a major. It's supposed to be golf, right? Very quiet. There is one tournament that they play in Arizona, the Waste Management Open in Phoenix, where the crowd literally is like a fucking football game. They are screaming the whole time. They're drunk. Like,
well, we're talking trash here. So yeah.
Dude, no, it's the funnest tournament to watch ever. Dude, it's so much different than all the other ones.
I love it.
But you saw, walking into 18, the crowd just swamped those two players. Like, just absolutely engulfed. There was nothing anybody could do.
Right.
And I'm just like, you see these crowds you see them in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, yeah.
You see them everywhere else. These crowds are going to be turned all the way up for these first couple months.
Oh, for sure.
Like, all the way up. Anyway, Phil, all right, so number 5, he holed out from the sand. When that went in, game over. I already knew it.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch him and the young kid go at it because Brooks is a football player who decided to play golf instead of football. That motherfucker is huge.
Brooks Koepka?
Yeah, dude, his forearms are so goddamn big.
What did he play in college?
Golf.
No, I mean, like, football.
No, he should have played football. That's what I'm saying. This is the Tiger effect. Look at how big he is and how strong he is. That guy should have he should have been a linebacker.
Gotcha.
And he said, no, I'm going to play golf. He's played golf his whole life.
Yeah, that is definitely the Tiger Woods effect.
That's the Tiger effect. This is what I said. You got real athletes.
Phil got bigger.
Dude, Phil's...
Been out before.
Nah, he's fucking... Dude, all right, so Phil at 51 years old, essentially, on hole, I think it was 17, 366 yards off the tee.
Nice.
Dude, he's fucking 51.
Yeah.
He's on top of the world right now. He's been second place in some of these PGA majors. And for him to be 50.
Well, he also came in with a chip on his shoulder, which you can't do this to players like him. So he didn't get an exemption into the next major.
Oh, yeah, he had to earn his way in.
He had to earn it in, and it's just like, he's like, I'm Phil fucking Mickelson.
I know.
And so he had to earn it, so now he has a 5-year exemption on all majors by winning one.
Wow.
See, I wonder if this will give a glimmer of hope to Tiger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100% it will, and that's one of the things I was thinking of when I was watching him. I was just like, all right, Tiger, you see Phil's 51 out there doing it, but the problem is, Kerry, Phil has gotten more athletic as he has aged.
Yeah.
Tiger has not.
No.
Like, Phil he's leaner than he's ever been. He definitely looks like he's been working out. Like, I remember Phil when he first started, because him and Tiger both came in at the same year. That's why it's hilarious. Phil has literally been what they called him on the Pat McAfee show. They said Phil is Powerade.
Yeah.
And everybody who plays sports knows exactly what that means. So but at the same time, it's his 6th major. It's not like he's a fucking chump. It's just his whole career has taken place alongside the most dominant golfer in the history of the sport.
Exactly.
You're going to get a lot of second places when you're playing against Tiger. But, Kerry, it's interesting because Tiger, it's not even as he's gotten less athletic. It's been injuries.
Sure.
Car wreck, this broken leg, back issues. He broke his knee way before this. He actually broke it on the golf course.
Yeah, when he was doing all those, like, Navy SEAL weekends.
Yeah, after his dad passed away, because his dad was like a former Navy Green Beret or something, and that's how he got the mental toughness. He started fucking doing like full-fledged Navy SEAL training.
Yeah.
Like for real.
Take it easy.
And it's like, yo, Tiger, you're like in your mid-30s, dude.
Yeah.
You can't just jump out here and do this. He's just like, yeah, I can't. I'm a billionaire. I'm Tiger Woods. So, crazy. All right, let me shut this one down. We will take our first break, and when we get back, it's time to rebuild the Death Star with Emperor Billicheck.
Yeah.
I'll see you guys in 45 seconds. All right, now it is time Flea, yeah, I don't know. Carrie's on location today, so we only get the avatar. He said he won't blink. I was wondering if Nice was going to pop in. Guess we aren't that lucky today. Guess we are just not. Yeah, Charles, today is Patriots Day, so it's about to go on because I am what you would consider our resident Patriots fan. Kerry has known me for a very, very, very long time. He knows I'm a real Patriots fan. I was not bandwagon in any way whatsoever. A real fandom. So we shall see. Yo, I don't get to say Tom Brady at all during this whole scenario.
I mean,
it's still going to be fun though because this offseason has been retarded.
But say they do play each other.
Yes, week 4, and I can't wait. I don't look for the Patriots to win that game at all. I don't care if it's in New England. This is Tom. He's going to come up there on a fucking mission.
Yeah.
That's one of the few athletes that, like, they get that look in their face. It's like, uh-oh, here we go. We've seen this before. He's going to go in there with that look on his face. He's going to run down the same sideline he always did for 20 years. He get to the end zone, throw his arm up and say, let's fucking go, like he always did. And then he's going to go destroy them. It's going to be interesting. Probably not that competitive, though. This is a whole New England team. This is unprecedented in New England Patriots history. I think they spent more money in this offseason than the last 20 years combined, it seems like. It's insane. As a Patriots fan, we've never seen anything like this before.
Right.
Does this ring out of desperation?
I mean, it's definitely Tom. I think it was a perfect storm for them, a perfect shit storm, with Tom both leaving and then immediately winning a chip.
I mean, even I, the biggest Tom Brady fan of all time, didn't think it was. I said year 2. Yeah. I said 2. I said they got to figure it out. This Rhoda thing, they're not going to be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
But then I also didn't think that, Kansas City's offensive line was going to be non-existent.
Right.
But, I mean, that's why they play the game. So now that they're in what I predicted to be their Super Bowl run, dude, that whole team coming back is fucking retarded. They do have to go to New England in week 4. How many different ways is the hoodie going to cheat in his own stadium to win that game? Let me count the ways.
So there's this show that comes on Vice called The Dark Side of Wrestling, but now there's The Dark Side of Football.
Yes.
The NFL, and the hoodie definitely has an episode.
Of course.
About himself.
This is Emperor Billicheck, dude. I have embraced the evil empire moniker for 20 fucking seasons. It's awesome.
So it begs the question, because he is pretty roundly considered the best head coach of all time, football. Can we still say that with confidence, knowing all of his cheating shenanigans?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I would agree as well.
Yes, because the in-game adjustments are far and away the best that any of us has ever seen. The preparation, even outside the X and O preparation, is unmatched. And dude, they literally employ a lawyer whose job it is to go through the playbook and see all the new things and see exactly what they can still get away with legally. They push the envelope farther than any other team, but they have changed so many NFL rules because of the Patriots pushing the envelope. It's retarded. But Kerry, yeah, they have a lawyer on staff. That's the rule books guy. His job each season is to interpret the rule books in a legal way so that they can push the envelope as far as possible and not face any repercussions.
Gotcha.
It's hilarious. I don't know why every team doesn't do it. Got your billion-dollar franchises. Get a lawyer. Fucking do it. Get a guy to go through the new rule book. Like, get it, figure it out. You know, everyone wants to get mad at a team that is going to roll out. Remember when they rolled out, they were doing that thing where you couldn't tell who was an eligible lineman and who wasn't?
Right.
Because they still had that rule where you could put a lineman outside if he was still on the line and then bring the receiver in. It was really weird, and they just had tight ends and fucking...
They had that funky formation against the Ravens when, I think, with Damian... With Edelman throw to Damian Amendola or Damian... I don't know.
Yeah, all kinds of crazy formations. That's another one they were like, oh, we got to change the rules because no one even tried this shit before these guys. Well, that's because they have a guy. They have a rule books guy. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. This is a competitive business. You are there to win. They're not the only... Everybody does it.
Oh, yeah, no, they're not the only ones.
So I think it's hilarious that, like, the same year that they got that whole deflated football thing happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was the same year that two different teams in the NFL got busted for pumping in fake crowd noise when the opponents had the ball. Including the Colts, who were the ones that called out the flat football. So, like, come on, dude. And then Atlanta, there was another team that got busted for making it too cold in the stadium on purpose.
Oh, I do remember that.
I think it was Atlanta when they built their new one. I think they were doing it.
I do remember that.
So, I mean, you know, there's things that happen, dude. There's things that definitely happen. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, they just push it farther than anyone possibly would ever think to. And it's crazy, right? You remember when they got busted for filming the Bengals?
The Bengals, yeah. Like,
it's
local TV cameras or some shit.
It's the fucking Bengals, dude. See, that's the mentality. Never let down for anyone. So there's no... Of course they're cheating. Of course they are. Yeah. You know what? You can call the Pats cheaters all you want, but that did not make me feel any worse during any of those Super Bowl victories at all.
I know it didn't.
Nope. They all felt great. Each blunt after...
At the end of the day, it's just going to say Super Bowl champs.
Yeah. Each blunt after each Super Bowl victory tasted just as good as the one before it.
Like,
you know?
No matter how you feel about Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson, if Mike Tyson really won because Buster Douglas was really down, no matter how you feel about it, Buster Douglas was still the champ.
Yep.
And Mike Tyson still caught that out.
Yep.
Doesn't matter how you feel.
And you know what, Kerry? The farther in history you go, the more, like, gray area that appears, you know, the less clear your vision on history becomes.
Sure.
And then history is always written by the winners, of course, right?
Yep.
So the losers, the opposite side of the coin quickly fades, and then that story's gone. And then you only hear the winner. So nobody cares. I don't give a fuck that they cheated. I really don't care. I don't care at all. It's professional sports. These are billion-dollar franchises. They're all cheating. They have to. They're worth billions. You have to.
Everybody trying to get the edge.
Yeah, Roger Harper, you know. Come on, tell me that the Cowboys was not trying to get an edge. The Falcons was not trying to get an edge. Like,
it happens every level. College, everybody tries to get an edge some kind of way, somehow. Paying a player to come to your school, top-notch player, you know.
Stealing signs from on the sideline and shit. You know, just anything you could possibly get. anything.
Yep.
You know, so they just you know how it is though. Remember the Patriots, the year that they upset the Rams for Super Bowl I, they were loved by everyone.
Mm-hmm.
The plucky underdogs did it, you know? They beat the greatest show on turf. And then they just kept winning, and then everyone started to fucking hate them because that's what happens. They love you when you win the first time.
Yeah.
After that, they want to see somebody else win. That's how it always is. It happened to the Yankees. Everyone fucking hates the Yankees unless you're a Yankees fan.
Yeah.
You know, it happened to the Red Sox. Once they won one, everyone's like, yeah, 98-year curse broke. And then they just kept winning, and now everybody fucking hates them. You know, that's just the way it is. It's like it happened with, even with Golden State. It's all right, you guys win one, but then, and then even with LeBron. People get tired of seeing LeBron all the time, man, all the time. It was refreshing to not see him in the finals last season. It was kind of nice. Or 2 seasons ago.
Well, I mean, do you feel like the people felt that way about the Bulls? Because people still loved Jordan.
See, that was the one. He's the outlier. He's the outlier because we were tuning in to see Mike. Like, we wanted to see Mike win. It's like Tiger.
Well, I mean, I wanted to see Mike lose.
Well,
Especially being a Knicks fan.
You're a Knicks fan.
I wanted to see him lose.
I wanted to see Mike win just like I want to see Tiger win. Just like I want to see Simone Biles do things that I've never seen before.
But it got to the point with Mike, I had to respect his talent. I was like, he's the best. That's it. He's just the best. And as long as he's in the game and at the peak of his powers, he's not going to get beat. I was like, all right, look at that. We were close. It came close. But again, close doesn't matter.
No, not at all. So, all right, let's run through some off-season happenings in Foxborough. There's a lot of them. A lot of them. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to skip over so many of these. Jesus, they signed so many goddamn people.
Yeah.
They signed so many people that I've never even heard of.
Well, let's talk about the cats who came back, who took the gap year.
So the biggest one's Hightower, easily.
Obviously, yeah.
Obviously.
The best linebacker back.
Well, Kerry, it's, you know, he's like it's so weird for me to say this because that's such a weird position that you would label somebody this.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, he's the Bob Orry of linebackers.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, all he does is make Super Bowl winning plays when they need them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's a linebacker. It's really odd to see a clutch player at that position. But boy, does he come up big when they need him the most. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'd call him clutch. I'd just say that he's so dominant that you can't ever turn him off.
Well, because the play I'm thinking about was when we were down.
I know.
Park losing to the 49ers.
He beat
that fumble, Roger Craig.
I keep thinking of the game that he literally beat the other team by himself. Remember, he had a
couple times,
like a 90-some yard pick six.
That was against the Lions.
Against the Lions, and then he also like they didn't score, so he basically beat them by himself.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. He was the scoring. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. That's incredible. So New England goes from worst receiving core in the NFL by far. Like, by far, they were terrible. Complete overhaul. Is it enough? New England Patriots fan. No, it's not enough. I'm not impressed by any of these signings. Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar. These don't jump off the fucking page to me at all.
Right.
What does jump off to me is the move back to the 2 tight end system of one kind of bigger one and one that can move, because now you got Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry.
Yeah.
And we remember, now, come on, this isn't Gronk and Aaron Hernandez.
We know that.
But we remember what they were able to do, and this is still still the same, basically entire system. I think Dante Scarnecchia is the only one that's not there anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Which is huge, because you remember that year that they kind of, in the beginning of the season, they were kind of like stumbling out the gate.
Yeah.
He had retired. They made him come back.
And then they started hitting their stride.
Hit their stride because this guy's like Hall of Fame worthy offensive line coach. I think he is actually officially retired. I think this is also the last year of Ernie. Ernie is the behind the scenes guy.
Mm.
Ernie is the football guy. He's like the computer brain of the whole team.
Gotcha.
A free agency, draft. scouting, X's and O's. He's a math nerd, so he would be like the analytics guy.
Yeah.
He's been there their whole run. This is his last year.
Gotcha.
So that's another huge Patriots way guy that's now being removed from the system. Josh McDaniels is still there.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
So, and he's not going to. So he basically kind of was the architect of that 2 tight end offense. So there's nobody better to.
I mean, and for the 2 tight ends that they have now, it's going to help them out individually tremendously because on their own they both are oft injured.
Yes.
So especially Hunter Henry, so they don't have to be the guy. They could just feed off each other, and it'll probably be helpful health-wise for both of them.
Speaking. So let's flip over to. They did keep James White, huge re-signing.
Yeah, I didn't think they were going to do that.
Me neither. We talked about it. I thought he might go down to Tampa.
Yeah.
We thought that just because it made sense, but so the only other offensive win, they lose Edelman. Edelman retires. He didn't even play last year because of injuries. So this is a Patriots Ring of Honor player easily. He will be forever remembered in Foxborough and New England for literally the rest of time. Super Bowl hero. Had one of the craziest catches in the history of football. Inside of that pile of mangled bodies and somehow caught that.
Yeah.
He retires. You know who else also retired? Let's flip it to the other side. Patrick Chung retired.
He retired?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a big loss. I mean, he opted out last year, so he basically has been gone. But they always had the mindset of, we'll have Patrick Chung back. Well, now you don't.
Right.
And that's your secondary leadership.
He was one of those players that could only really play with one team.
Yeah, New England.
He could only play with the Patriots. Because I know he went someplace else.
Philly.
Yeah, and he was terrible.
Terrible. He came right back to New England and jumped right back to being a high-level player.
Exactly.
In New England's system. You are correct. He fit that system so well. Mm-hmm. Big hole to fill with him gone because that is leadership. They still have Devin McCourty.
Yeah, still got McCourty.
But you're also looking at McCourty moving on within the next year or two. So
Sure.
Huge changeover going. Stephon Gilmore will also be gone after this year. So that's basically the entire secondary after this season will be overhauled except for J.C. Jackson, who came out of nowhere and played it really fucking well.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Like, really, really well. Like, oh, shit, this kid can fucking play. And they have, I got to remember his name. He's really fast. It's another, rotational guy. He might be their dime guy.
Okay.
But when they played Kansas City, I don't know. He might not even be there anymore. But when they play Kansas City, he's the guy. Yeah, and
I know who you're talking about.
He can really, really run.
Yes.
But J.C. Jackson is playing at an all Pro Bowl, maybe all pro in the future, but Pro Bowl level, kind of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Which that kind of makes Stephon Gilmore expendable, considering how expensive he is. That Pat Chung. I'm not going to get to say everybody Pat Chung tonight now. I'm going to miss that. I've been saying that for a really long time. David Andrews comes back at center. Big re-signing.
Okay.
If Tom was there, that'd be a big re-signing. I don't know how it fucking helps Cam.
Maybe it helps Matt.
It will in the future. So, huge free agent pickups on defense. Matthew Judon.
Mm-hmm.
Big time. Jalen Mills.
Mm-hmm.
And Dietrich Wise Jr. comes back.
Yeah. He's another one of those players. He'll have a better year just because he's back in that New England system.
You know who else also thrives in their system? Lawrence Guy.
Yeah, but Lawrence Guy's another one.
Kyle Van Noy re-signs with New England.
I was just about to say him.
Yeah, he didn't play. I mean, he was okay in Detroit. Played extremely well in New England. Went to Miami. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, it's just, it's like New England's defense has never really been like a guy. It's been all of them.
Right.
And when you get a bunch of all of them guys that can do it all together, they excel. And for the last 20 years, it's been, well, not the first. That whole Teddy Bruschi, Ty Law area was about the defense. But after that whole...
Chris Slade and what's my man with the S curl? You know what I'm talking about. We always forget his name.
McGinnis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
McGinnis.
McGinnis and who was the one that went to Oakland?
Raiders, yeah. Richard Seymour.
Richard Seymour, who was on a Hall of Fame trajectory before he went out there.
Yeah.
And after that whole wave left, it became Tom and the offense.
Mm-hmm.
It was about a bend but don't break. Statistically, they weren't very good, but points against wise, they were always in the top 5 of the league. So that's a bunch of smart football players, especially when you get into the red zone, when things tighten up, that know how to move within and space with each other.
Right.
And, dude, they've gone through how many defensive coordinators in the last 2 decades? It's like every 2 years the guy gets picked off and goes somewhere else. Who is back, though? There's somebody that just came back and re-signed with them as a coach.
Oh, the coach?
Yeah. It better not be Billy O'Brien.
That would be hilarious.
I think it might be. I think he might be the quarterback's coach now.
Listen, if Dan Quinn got a job super duper fast.
Don't get me started. You know how I feel about Dan Quinn. Fucking hate that guy. I hate that guy. All he does is blow football games. Literally.
Just saying, he got a job super fast.
So anyway, speaking of Lawrence Guy re-signed to the Patriots. Makes sense. He fits there. Who else? They waived Michael Bennett, so that guy's out there.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of retired anyway.
Yeah, I think they...
Isn't he writing children's books now?
Probably. That sounds about right. Did he even play last year?
That's what I'm saying. I think he opted out anyway.
Yeah.
Let's see. Now let's get up to the next level. God, so many players I've never even heard of before. Oh, we talked about Brian Hoyer heading back to New England.
Oh, yeah.
Makes sense. All right, so that was just some of the 8 billion transactions they had this year, which is odd for a New England team.
Well, I think they're the biggest, like a player I'm really going to be watching is Christian Barmore, the D tackle out of Alabama. I think he's going to be a huge contributor.
Yeah.
To that defensive line.
Yeah, and quite an asset considering the price that they paid.
Exactly. That's my whole point. Like you got a potential Pro Bowler that fell to you all the way in the second round.
Which we talked about during the draft. I was just like, it's going to happen. This is such a hoodie thing to happen. This guy is going to fall to him.
And I mean, he's in the right system. He has the right. That's going to be the right locker room for him to be in to, figure out how to be a professional.
Yeah, 100%. So
you got Hightower back.
So let's check out this depth chart and let's talk about this roster that has been revamped. Quarterback room. The real question is, how many games does Cam get if he's not playing well before they take him out?
After Tampa Bay.
Yeah, we talked about this. It makes sense. Because oddly enough, New England doesn't have their off week. What was it, week 14? Something deep into the season, so you're not going to be able to use the off week.
It's going to be the latest bye week ever.
Yeah, it's nuts how late it is, but we also have to remember it's a 19-week season now. So, running back room. Damian Harris. We like this kid. This kid can play. So Sony Michel, I'm not mad as a backup.
He has to be a backup, though.
Yeah, 100%. He has such short steps.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a weird runner.
Yeah.
And then you keep James White, which is huge.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know if he's the best third down back in the NFL, but he is the most clutch.
And didn't they get like a LeGarrette Blount type player?
Ramonde Stevenson.
Yes. Yeah, that's who they got. Yeah.
Where's he from?
LeGarrette Blount's guy. That's one out of Oklahoma. Right?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I missed the LeGarrette Blount days too, man. So many things that you used to get to say during Patriots games, Roger Harper. Every time LeGarrette Blount had a good run, they ain't want to hit that blunt. It never failed. Like Kerry knows, like clockwork.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to hit that blunt. Hilarious. Yeah. And he would knock you out.
And again, played his best with the Pats.
100%. And the Hoodie loved him. Hoodie loved that guy.
He did.
Wide receiver room completely updated. Nelson Aguilar, I'm not sold on this guy being the number one. He did have a great year as a bounce back year for him last year.
He did.
But he also had Derek Carr throw it to him, who has pretty good deep ball. Cam doesn't at all.
His accuracy suffers.
Yes. Kendrick Bourne comes in. And then Jacoby Myers, quarterback turn.
The guy.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's showing a lot of promise as a true third receiver.
Yeah.
If you keep him there.
Yeah.
N'Keal Harry not panning out from Arizona State.
They must just be keeping him for run blocking purposes because he cannot separate and he can barely catch a goal.
And it sucked too because there were a lot of other receivers on the board when they decided to take that guy.
Yeah. I mean, because in college, he made tough contested catches, and I think what his problem was is that in college he was able to separate, more. He was able to win more routes. In this, he just hasn't figured out a way to win consistently, and as a result, I think instead of pushing him to fight harder,
he's receded.
He's just defeated.
He has been, and I've watched it happen because I was not excited when we drafted him at all. There were other players who were more explosive. Tom wanted speed. He wanted you got to run fast. Remember that speech?
Mm-hmm.
You got to be faster. You got to be quicker.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get open.
Mm-hmm.
N'Keal Harry does none of those three things, and he didn't in college. What he did in college is use his big body, and he was stronger than everyone, and he would make a bunch of contested plays. What that says to me as a talent evaluator is you don't separate from these college kids.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to do it in the NFL, and you're not going to make those contested catches in this league. And that's exactly what's playing out, and it sucks because his college highlight reel was special.
It looked dope. Yeah. He thought he was going to come in and Debo everybody.
One of the things that happened to the Pats receiving core that really, really, really hurt them is Malcolm Mitchell getting hurt.
Oh, yeah.
He played so good in that Super Bowl.
He was so good.
So smooth and clean and so polished for being a rookie, and then that was it. Career over.
Yeah. That was sad.
Yeah. It also makes me think he didn't really like football that much to have his career just be like, yeah, cool, I'm done.
Yeah, I know. Like, was his injury that devastating?
I don't think it was. I've seen Alex Smith came back and played quarterback for fuck's sake.
That's what I'm saying. Alex Smith almost lost his leg. He had 18 surgeries on his leg.
Came back and won games as a starter in the NFL.
Yes, he did.
On a bad offensive team.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying it makes me think he didn't.
What the hell happened to Malcolm Mitchell?
I don't think football was his mate. I don't think he was a football player. It was just something he did.
He was just good at.
Yeah, and he was. He seemed very quiet and reserved and whatnot. Yeah. It's just like, it's probably not.
But it looked like y'all finally hit.
Yeah, I know.
Position.
I know, and plus, especially he came up big in big moments. It was like, oh shit, that's the Patriot way. Shit, you're going to get the ball when it counts. Then Tom will throw it to you, and he did.
Tom really liked him.
Yeah. Really, really hated to see that happen, but that put such a because it's been.
Let's just say it wasn't Kimbrell Tompkins.
Kimbrell did get a W for us though.
Love that guy.
He got his one W. Last play of the game, he did get one.
Him and Aaron Dobson.
Yo, Aaron Dobson got drafted off of that one goddamn catch in college, where he was horizontal and he snatched it with one hand frontwards, like that. Literally got drafted off of that. That was another one. I'm just like, why would we draft this kid? I'm from West Virginia. He went to Marshall. He wasn't any good. So Gunnar Olszewski, first team All-Pro punt returner last year. I feel like this is the next Edelman guy. This is their next white kid in the slot that's shifty and quick.
His name is Gunnar. He better be good at special teams.
100%. And he is. He's first team All-Pro.
Yeah.
So he's the next one in line, and he's tough. He's just like Edelman. He's literally Edelman all over again.
Gotcha.
So I look for him to have a pretty solid year because Cam can't throw the ball downfield, so this kid will probably get a lot of looks.
I'm looking for the tight ends really to eat.
Yeah, Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry. They kept Devin Asiasi. He's going to end up just being in there to block, literally.
But I mean, now we are talking about Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, so Asiasi may get plenty of playing time because they're gonna get hurt.
Exactly. These are things you have to anticipate with these guys.
Yeah.
Literally have to participate. So, New England is literally the only team in the NFL that has two fullbacks.
Because
they had no tight ends last year. They had to do something. They had multiple H-backs. And they kept both of them because the number one fullback is actually from Europe.
Okay.
Have you seen his story yet? His name's Jakob Johnson. It looks like Jacob.
No.
He's got dreads. Really interesting life story of how he ended up in the NFL because he never played football before.
I love it.
And he ended up as a fullback, and he just likes to hit people. So it's good to see him still on their team. It's like usually stories like that will get a shot in camp and then not pan out.
Yeah, I wonder what he did in life before that. Especially, just wanting to be a fullback. I just want to hit people. I wonder what you did in life.
I forget what it is. I'm going to have to look it up while we're talking about the rest of them. So, offensive line, they re-signed Trent Brown. Huge re-signing. Huge. He really played well. This is another one, Kerry. It looks like this guy is another, like, if I'm in this system, I'm at all-pro level.
Yeah.
Because he had potential.
Mm-hmm.
That 1-year deal he signed with New England, he did turn into an all-pro tackle. Isaiah Wynn is finally coming into his own from Florida. So they move Isaiah Wynn to left tackle, and Trent Brown now moves to right.
Interesting.
Well, now Trent Brown can go dominant, probably be the best right tackle in football. Yeah. And what it does is Shaq Mason is the right guard, so now you make the right side of your offensive line the strongest side.
Yeah.
And that's... Then they just drafted this, I don't know if they just drafted him, but this Mike Onwenu, I don't know who he is. We'll see. All of their backups are all flameouts. I see all these names as people who suck. Ted Karras, you suck. Marcus Martin, you're a fucking bum. William Sherman, you won't be on this roster come week 1.
But you need camp bodies.
You do need camp bodies, but these guys all sucked. And, I mean, it doesn't help to have Cam, all right? Let's be realistic about what Cam actually is at this stage of his career, right? This is like a more physical version of Chad Pennington. This is what we have at this point. He can't throw it. He cannot push it more than 20 to 30 yards downfield at all. It's not even an option. So,
Pennington threw with great anticipation.
Yes.
So that's how he kind of mitigated
and solid accuracy. So Cam doesn't have either of those things because Cam has always been a 100-mile-an-hour fastball or nothing. Mm-hmm. He's been like Kaepernick always had that problem. They just throw it really hard.
But And he used to be able to choo-choo. We don't know what his wheels look like. No.
Well, Cam is the one NFL player who the Roni hit harder than anyone. I don't care what nobody says. Because he was playing really well weeks 1 through 4.
He was.
And then the Roni hit, and he was not. And we're not even talking about his arm. His arm was, it's Cam's arm. You know what you get with Cam. He couldn't run anymore.
Yeah.
You know, it was just.
I mean, we saw the same thing with Myles Garrett.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett was about to break the damn sack record, and then he fell off the cliff. Done.
The Roni, man. The Roni is undefeated, yo.
Word.
Yeah, we can run through the defense. Lawrence Guy re-signing. Dedrick Wise Jr. comes back. These are new Patriot staples at this point. They did draft Devin Godchow. Godchow.
Got your ass, yeah.
Big dude. Big fucking dude. Christian Barmore also comes in.
Mm-hmm.
You now have 2 D tackles, both young and gigantic.
Yeah.
Very promising. It's funny because now Lawrence Guy's going to go from D tackle to D end.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I can already see off just looking at the roster that means that Dedrick Wise Jr. and Lawrence Guy are going to be rotating with each other all fucking season.
Oh, yeah.
Lawrence Guy is a really big dude. That doesn't really look like a D end to me.
Right.
But Patriots also play the 3-man front, so that really is a D lineman.
And Barmore, at least in the SEC, showed a propensity for being able to get after the quarterback. So,
and
he's definitely coming in with a chip on his shoulder.
And Roger Harper, especially being a back end player, if you got a D lineman that can get pressure without having to send an extra guy, you already win. You already win. Game's over already.
Yep.
You're outmanned.
The Giants, when we had the NASCAR package, we had 4 linemen who was going to get it. They were all fast, all strong.
I mean, look at them. Even the Bucks during that playoff run.
Oh yeah,
they just got at it.
Absolutely.
And it frees up because now you have outnumbered the available offensive weapons.
That's right. Because your linebackers, who are both they just eat field up,
eating up space in the middle completely, and
your middle down.
Yeah, and you're allowing at least one safety to double somebody.
Yep.
So it changes the whole game when you have just 4 getting pressure. And if you can do it with 3, like remember when Warren Sapp used to get busy?
Yeah.
He's basically getting pressure by himself.
Yeah.
Just destroying the middle of the field.
Even like the Ravens. The Ravens got pressure with 4, and then Ray just would eat the middle.
The whole inside is just swallowed whole, like done. And
you had 2 corners who were willing to tackle. McAllister, big, strong, fast, ball hawks. Yeah, and then of course you had Ed Reed.
I mean that helps.
Okay.
It helps to have Ed back there,
Yeah, Ed Reed.
I mean, you do have to have corners that can play man though. If you want to do that, I mean, you have to have at least one because then the safety can help the other guy, which was always the Patriots.
They had 2. They always had 2 corners that could play.
They always had 2. So the Patriots defense carry is all, and it's crazy. It's not crazy to me. It just makes sense. I don't know why other teams don't do this. They'll always take their number 1 corner and put it on the number 1 receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Patriots. Patriots will take, unless it was Revis, he doesn't count. The Patriots take the number 1 corner, and now Gilmore, he also doesn't count. They'll take typically the number 1 corner and put him on the number 2 receiver 1-on-1.
Mm-hmm.
The number 2 corner is covering number 1 with safety help all day long. They're doubling him all day. And that's how they would effectively shut down 2 receivers at once. Instead of just one guy shutting down 1, they were erasing 2.
Yeah.
And it always worked, and I never understood why more teams don't do that because your number 1 corner is almost always going to be better than that number 2 receiver. So I don't know why more teams don't do it. I always thought it was genius. It's another like Patriots thing. It's just like it makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
And actually, when you got Revis, it kind of fucks up their system. Because it's just like you don't want to waste Revis on a number 2 receiver. Goddamn, it's fucking Revis.
Yes.
Like, come on. And he was at the height of his powers back then. Like, no. You shut down somebody.
Yeah.
So, all right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut down this one early and then open up the last or the third segment, and we're going to jump into this defense and then stats and all the other Patriots that we can fucking talk about. All right, I will see you guys in 45 fucking seconds.
Yeah.
Come on. Where'd it go? All right, let's open up a new one. Invite or get over in here. Slight disturbed blunt. Benjamin, what up, G's? Flea, what up, Hobie? Our number one, Gray Matter's number one fan, Flea. Yeah, man, Patriots week. I'm excited. Plus, I was getting busy on the golf course today, so that always gets me hyped. And if any of you sports fans ever make it to New York and you want to get busy on the golf course, let me know. I'm with it. Blunts and golf. Infamous golf. I get busy out there. Yeah, Flea, we did. Who did we do last week, Kerry?
Team-wise?
Yeah.
San Francisco?
Yeah, we did the Niners last week, Flea. Oh, man, that's your fucking team, too. I remember saying, like, this is your team and you weren't even here. So you definitely got to go back and watch the San Francisco 49ers episode. That's your squad.
Yeah. Got some pieces.
All right, so defense. Matt Judon comes over. Big signing.
Hell yeah.
Huge signing.
Literally.
Yeah, big signing. All right, why is this doing that? There we go. That's better. Jawan Bentley also returns from Roni release.
Got it.
I like this kid. Not very athletic at all, but he just makes plays in the middle.
Right.
Tackle machine. You know, he's one of those guys.
Yeah.
You're
like
just,
Gerard Mayo.
but less athletic.
Yeah.
You're just like, how the
Mayo also always got hurt.
Yeah. Well, he's also a coach now. Excellent coach. The hoodie loves this guy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But Bentley, he's from Purdue, tackling machine. Just 8 to 10, 12 tackles, and you're just like, pretty active on the stat sheet. It didn't really look like it on the field. Not getting sacks or pressure or anything, but just fills up the middle and smart.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like this guy. Hightower comes back. We already talked about this guy. I'm just going to start calling him Dante Horry because all he does is make big plays when it counts, dude. It's incredible.
True.
I mean, I love it. Let's see. Kyle Van Noy re-signs. Big. Good at New England. That also means that Chase Winovich is now, like, rotational. He's not even listed as being a starter at this point. And
is Chase gonna have to win a bit?
you have won today, sir, with that one. You win. That's his name from now on. I'm never not going to call him Miss Chase going to have to win a bitch. I like this kid, though. Extremely, like his motor, he never stops.
Oh, he never stops.
Ever.
No.
That blonde hair is always flying around.
Fire. Yeah.
So you look at their linebacker core now, and it's like, Wow, they go like six deep.
Damn. I know when they were thin.
This is a whole new roster.
A whole new roster, yeah.
Corner, J.C. Jackson steps up, continues to dominate where he's at. Gilmore is still there. Surprising. I thought that he would have been moved for draft capital, considering this is his last year, and they're not going to be able to get anything for him after this. But it didn't happen, so it's kind of interesting. And it's just like, all right, well, fuck it, let's just keep him then. You got the best corner in football. Let's keep him for a year. Fuck it. The other guy, Jonathan Jones, was his name.
Jonathan Jones, yes, that's right. The fast guy.
Yeah, that kid can run.
Yeah. He definitely is fast.
So, I mean, that's a huge weapon to have in your secondary. Somebody that can keep up with the ones who can run 4.2s. Tyreek Hill and who else is like that in the league? McCole Hardman. You saw he just ran. They had a 4.4 or a 40 contest. There were four runners in it. Mecole Hardman ran a 4.22. Shit, I can't remember. The other guy ran a 4.34. Devin White was in it.
Whoa.
Ran a 4.39.
I love it.
That motherfucker is incredible.
Yeah.
And
he's a beast, man. We're going to be talking about either him or Darius Leonard as the best. And Fred Warner, best linebackers in the league.
Oh, Fred Warner's awful good, man.
I know.
It's just Devin White. He can do different things. He's like Fred Warner's not running a 4.3.
He's not running a 4.3, but he also doesn't have to.
Exactly. But man, he's really good. He's really good. Devin McCourty's back for another year. They do sign Jalen Mills from Philly,
who could pan out for them at slot corner.
They draft Kyle Duggar. I think that's from last year.
Okay.
They still have Adrian Phillips at strong safety.
Really?
Yes.
He's still in the league?
I think he opted out last season.
That's what it is.
The Patriots had a lot. They had 6 defensive starters opt out because of the Roni. Remember we talked about, we thought it was they were doing it on purpose.
Yeah.
The hoodie just told them to basically take a year off. You're all getting paid anyway.
Yeah.
Tom's not here. We need to suck and get a real quarterback.
Yeah, but I mean, people are just giving the division to the Bills, and I understand that. We're very much
high on the Bills, but this is
what we've just seen. But
this is a different Patriots roster. This is a whole different thing.
Roster. It's going to be a different vibe in Miami. They've gotten better, and I don't know if the Jets can suck any worse than. I mean, the only way they could suck worse is if they get 0 wins.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
But that's not going to happen. And they've gotten this kid, Kyle Wilson, more help than they ever gave to Sam Darnold. So
their roster is looking better than it has in a long time.
So the whole division got better. So just to say that the Bills are just going to run away with it, I think it's silly. Plus, you still have the hoodie.
You can't listen, man. Kerry, what did I always say? Every bad draft pick, every questionable free agent move.
Yeah.
We have learned to just trust the hoodie. Whatever, just trust the hoodie.
And even with that squad, you still were able to squeeze out 7 wins.
Incredible. That was incredible. That was one of his best coaching jobs ever.
Mm-hmm.
Because that roster fucking sucked, dude.
Mm-hmm.
That was the worst NFL roster that I have seen, especially on offense, in decades. They were terrible. They had no explosiveness on offense at all. No weapons, no tight ends, no receivers. Edelman was out for the year. Just Cam was hurt just terrible. And then you bring in I have to say his name. Jarrett Stidham. We bring in this asshole. Fucking turnover machine. The second he got into the game, Kerry, literally, From preseason to regular season, first pass, pick every game. This guy fucking sucks. Fucking hate this. But now we got Mac Jones. We'll see if this is an Alabama quarterback that actually panned out or if he's just another product of having the best wide receiving and offensive core, including line, in college football around you. Who knows?
I'd say the only Alabama quarterback that's panned out has been Joe Willie Namath.
Yeah, that's been it. Dude, they've all, and we talk about it. Same thing with Ohio State, same thing with USC when they were at their superpowers. If you have all Americans at every fucking position on offense, your quarterback's going to look incredible.
Yeah.
And when you get to the league, especially if you are a Heisman Trophy winner or finalist, or you put up fucking 7 billion yards in college in a good conference, you're going to be drafted by a bad team.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's going to be on you. And it rarely pans out. You know, it's only those, like, real ones. Like, you knew Andrew Luck was going to pan out. We knew that was going to work. You know, you knew Peyton Manning was going to be incredible.
Yeah, you just knew it was Peyton.
Yeah, like, every once in a while, like, you just know, like, oh, yeah, that guy right there, like, it doesn't matter. He'll make that team good. You know? And then you look at a situation like your boy, Joey Flacco.
Oh.
Gets drafted to a loaded roster on defense that is so good you don't even have to be any good.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what happens when a good team drafts and finds some guy in Delaware who has a good deep ball.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ozzie Newsome for finding that kid.
And, well, but then don't forget the most key thing that they had on that team, Tyrod Taylor. And Tyrod Taylor was supposed to start, but then he got hurt. And then the rookie, Joe Flacco, had to come in.
That guy is fucking quarterback gold.
Yep.
He should retire and become a quarterback guru.
Yeah.
Hurt himself on purpose before every game of one of his clients.
He needs to get some sort of special recognition because I don't know if I've ever seen any other quarterback ever where this has happened to time and time. Every team he's gone to.
Every single
team he's gone to.
Josh Allen, Joe Flacco, fucking Justin Herbert.
It's about to happen again with the Texans.
It's going to happen again with the Texans. It's happened again before then. Who did he get drafted by?
He got drafted by Baltimore.
It was Baltimore. How long was he there? What was his next stop after that? It wasn't Buffalo. Was it next? Was it?
Because he was in Baltimore at least 4 years, at least.
Oh man, that guy. He's the best. He's the best wingman in quarterback history.
Absolutely.
So Patriots also still have. Only Patriots fans are going to know this guy even exists, but Joe John Williams in our secondary. All right, this corner is like 6'5".
Okay.
They literally got him because the league was turning towards giant receivers.
Yeah.
And they literally got him just for that role. So they have that.
The 6'5" corner I ever remember was Lenny Walls. For Broncos.
You know, this guy is fucking huge, man. I'm going to look up his measurables right now. He might not quite be 6'5", but he's fucking, for a corner.
Yeah,
He is.
I'm 6'3".
He's 6'3", 220.
Okay.
That's a big fucking corner, dude.
I didn't play at 220. I played at 195, 200.
That's what I'm saying. 220. That's a big corner.
That's like a strong safety.
Yeah. And he looks bigger than. I thought he was bigger than 6'3" because he really looks big. He's a big fucking dude.
Yeah.
And his job is literally just go manhandle big receivers. That's it. You have one job. So we'll see if he actually plans out. This will be year 3 for him. Hasn't really worked so far.
In practice, I would have him and N'Keal Harry going up against each other every single fucking play.
Why? So they can make each other worse?
No. I mean, he could just keep beating the shit out of N'Keal Harry until he figures it out.
No, but Joe John Williams has some fucking potential still. N'Keal Harry doesn't.
Well, then they should just give them 5 plays in a row just for N'Keal Harry to really realize that you're not gonna. This is what your career looks like in this league.
I mean, I want him to pan
on
out.
the field.
Dude, I want him to pan out. I'm a Pats fan. Like, this is sad. This is another fucking miss in the draft room.
Should not be getting on the field. No way. Sorry.
Dude, he's 6'4", 230. This guy is huge.
I know. And he can't catch. He can't catch professional passes in this league. And Cam really tried to get him the rock.
Yeah. Because
Tom said, "Forget it. I ain't throwing to this guy."
Well, Tom will only throw it to you if he trusts you, which is why Malcolm Mitchell showed up out of nowhere, and then N'Keal Harry. Come on, remember Cam. Cam likes big, fucking huge wide receivers, so of course he's going to throw it to this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Cam needs a big target. He's not accurate. It's terrible. So
Benjamin should have went there then.
Well, maybe they should move to N'Keal Harry to fucking. Well, they already got tight ends now.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's got the third fullback.
Be the only team in the league with 3 of them.
From the old wishbone.
So let me ask you something, Kerry. Brian Hoyer gets a start this season?
Started coaching.
I think he might.
His coaching career begins.
I think something might happen. Yeah. What if Mac Jones gets hurt? And just like we won't say a start. Brian Hoyer sees time this season at quarterback? Yes.
He'll get in the game. Yes.
He will.
He will.
He will 100%, and it's going to be hilarious because last season he sat on a couch and watched NFL games on TV and got paid as a roster position quarterback. Hilarious. Good for him.
Best job in America.
That literally was the best job in America because he didn't even have to suit up. He didn't go to practice or anything.
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take that job.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at some of these terrible stats from the worst offensive season in Patriots history. Cam with a whopping 2,600 yards.
Yeah. Well, he was hurt, and he was ronied.
I mean, but then, you get fucking Jarrett. I'm not saying his full name. You get this fucking asshole in the game, and he throws for a whole 200 yards last season and 3 picks.
So he clearly wasn't the answer.
He never was. He shouldn't even have been.
Yeah.
He was like a multiple choice answer. And they picked he's like that one answer that doesn't really fit, and they never expect anyone to pick that one. And the Patriots did.
The problem is that the hoodie and them were really trying to convince you they were going to roll out the season with Jarrett Stidham. I said, there's no way. That's a lie. There is no way.
I watch SEC football.
Cam's still out there. Cam's going to be a Patriot.
I watch SEC football. I saw this kid. Please, no. This was stupid.
It was Kerryon Johnson. Well, you see, he's having a tough time staying in the league. That offense was led by Kerryon Johnson at Auburn in college, not Stidham. Stidham was like an 8th year senior.
Yeah, I was not happy about that shit. So Rex Burkhead is no longer a Patriot. Interesting. He had a very underwhelming run there.
Well, I mean, he's the type of guy, he'll get you 3 touchdowns in one game.
And then you won't hear from him the rest of the year.
Yeah. But if you started him on fantasy that 1 week.
I don't know who did.
One of those. That's the problem. Because people they do draft Patriots running backs trying to make the best guess on who's going to end up getting the rock the most.
Yeah.
I hate Patriots running backs for that reason. Because I really thought Sony Michel. I was like, okay, Sony, this is your year. You got it.
All right.
You have one game.
You want to hear some terrible stats, football fans? Roger Harper, you ready for these terrible numbers?
Shoot them.
Patriots leading receivers last season. Jacoby Myers, former quarterback turned receiver, led the team with 700 yards.
Wow.
No,
you got 700?
No touchdowns.
Well, I mean, he's still got the 700. That's impressive.
Yeah, I know, right? That's why I said he's showing a lot of promise. I was like, damn, this kid can play. Demir Bird comes in at second with 600 yards, and he's no longer on the roster. James White comes in at third with 350 yards.
And he missed multiple games because his fucking parents almost both died.
It gets better. Julian Edelman, fourth in the team.
And he missed the majority of the season.
He played 6 games. He was fourth in the team in receiving.
Wow.
He had more receiving yards than N'Keal Harry, their starting tight end Ryan Izzo, Rex Burkhead, Sony Michel, Dave, all the running backs, all the tight ends.
Oh,
Basically everybody, except the 3 people. That's incredible.
Yeah.
He played 6 games and had N'Keal Harry. You fucking suck, dude.
I told you he should not be touching the field unless it's special teams, unless he's gunning.
You're right. Rex Burkhead did have 3 touchdowns, and they were all in one game. I remember this.
Yeah.
I remember this.
And so then everybody picked up Rex Burkhead, and then he didn't do shit the rest of the year.
So you look at the Patriots' downfield threat here, Kerry. Damian Bird with 1 touchdown catch for the season. James White, 1. N'Keal Harry with 2. Ugh.
Wow.
Tight ends, no tight end had a touchdown.
Oh.
Sony Michel with 1. Cam Newton had a touchdown catch.
From Jacoby Myers?
I believe so.
Okay.
Which would make sense.
Yep.
And then that Jakob Johnson, the fullback, had 1.
Jakob.
So you're looking at a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 total touchdown catches for the season as a team.
Right. And Cam threw 8 or 9?
8.
Of those? 8.
He also had one of those.
Yeah.
Receptions.
Reception.
So what I'm trying to tell you is the least explosive wide receiver core in the history of the NFL.
That was pretty bad.
No separation from anyone at all. The longest play of the entire season was 50 yards.
That's pretty bad.
And it was a tight end. Are you fucking kidding me? Dude, and also that's a condition of Cam not being able to throw it farther than 15 yards. Every time I would turn on a Patriots game, whoever they're playing, their corners were just sitting at like 9 yards, just waiting.
Well, I mean, and then also, so you have a quarterback who struggles throwing deep, and then you have receivers who can't get off the line, which then throws off the timing for the shorter passes that he could complete.
And then you have 2 tight ends. The tight ends both sucked. It's just, it was...
So then, if I'm Cam, I'm tucking it every single time, too, because he had more rushing touchdowns than he did passing, right?
Yeah,
about the same.
About the same.
Yeah.
I mean, like we said, the first 4 games, Cam was really playing well.
He was balling, yeah.
And remember, they almost beat...
Seattle.
Yeah, they almost beat them.
Came down to the last play, even though it was a telegraphed play.
Yeah, like, they had no other option. See, that's what the problem. They didn't have anybody else to give it to. That was their best option. It's just like, all right, they all know he's getting it. Fuck it. Yep. See, Tim Tebow would have thrown the jump pass right there, Kerry.
Yeah. Yeah, he would have.
Cam got to have that. He had to put that in there.
Cam did do that in college.
Yeah, this not in the NFL though.
Yeah.
He always calls his own number because he knows that I'm the best option. Mm-hmm. And he was for the longest time in Carolina the only option.
Was.
And then he's the only option here. Poor Cam. It's all on you, dude. Oh man. So let's see. The fun part about the schedules being out is we get to see who the Patriots play. So, typical opener, Miami in New England. They're going to win that. They always do.
Mm-hmm.
At the Jets, they'll win. The Hoodie's not losing to the Jets that early in the season.
Mm-hmm.
And then New Orleans. But no Drew Brees, and it's in New England. So you could look at Tampa Bay and New England going into Week 4, both 3-0. which would make it even more fun. I mean, we all know what's going to happen week 4. I don't care if it's in New England.
That Saints defense poses some problems.
Yes, it does.
So that could be their first L.
But does that Saints offense pose a problem at all?
I know. I don't know who.
Alvin Kamara, and then what?
I gotta feel that they're going with crab legs, Winston.
They already said that he's going to start camp at the number 1. That's already been determined.
Okay.
You do have Michael Thomas, but you're talking about Stephon Gilmore there, so you can forget about Michael Thomas doing anything. So what, besides Kamara, what does New Orleans have?
Yeah, I know.
Special teams and defense. If their special teams and defense can put up some points, then they will win.
They focus on D.
Yeah.
So
you can't. I mean,
they got that kid on special teams, the short kid. I forget his name. He is fast, and he is a special kick returner.
Yes, they do, and you also have to take into consideration, guys. We don't know which crab legs this is.
Mm-hmm.
We know that he got LASIK surgery, but we haven't seen him since he can actually see now.
Right.
We literally have not seen him. We've only seen one pass, and it was a touchdown.
But
on a trick play.
Seems to like him, so that's a good sign.
I mean, he's always had just loads of talent. Loads of it.
The team really likes him. All his teammates really like him, so that's a good sign.
Well, I mean, the thing is did this correct his vision, or is he still going to come out and chuck up 30 picks?
Well, listen, you could have perfect vision but still make stupid-ass plays. So we just have to see.
That's what I'm saying. We get to find out. This is the year we get to find out if it was the eyes or the decision-making.
It was an eye surgery, not a lobotomy. So.
Well, you also have to think about timing issues. In the NFL, it's always timing issues. If you're off a millisecond, Roger Harper, all you need is that throw to be a split second behind.
Yep, right.
Yeah.
Or ahead, and you can break on it. It's going to be interesting. It's actually a make or break year for Jameis Winston.
Because they did not re-sign Emmanuel Sanders, correct?
No, they did not.
They let him walk. And I remember when they were drafting, they had an opportunity to draft a kid who was Emmanuel Sanders-esque, passed on him.
Yes.
But they did grab receivers, but they waited till later.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not showing an explosive offense to me.
Right.
Your best player.
What's their tight end situation looking like? Because Cook left.
Cook is gone, so I think they drafted a tight end, didn't they? So it looks like they tried to address their problems too late in the draft. Because now I'm looking at your most explosive offensive player is in the back. He's 5 to 7 yards behind the offensive line at all times.
Yeah.
Who's going down the field that's a threat for them?
Yeah.
And Jameis has a great deep ball, so you're not really playing to his strengths.
Mm-hmm.
And he will throw it. He will chuck it up. He'll give you a shot, and they don't have anybody to fill in that gap. That's bad drafting on their part. You gotta surround Winston with the things that he excels at.
Right.
You can't take Jameis Winston and just throw him in Sean Payton's system and expect him to play kind of like Drew Brees did. It's fucking Jameis Winston.
Right.
Drew Brees never had a great deep ball ever.
No.
So
he was accurate.
Yeah. Yes.
And he threw with anticipation.
Yeah, he would get it to the receiver at 40 to 45 yards, not 65.
Right.
And dead on right on the face mask every time.
So after New England and Tampa, what are we looking at?
At Houston, and this is where we think that Mac Jones is going to probably get a play because Houston's probably going to be the worst team in football this year.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't even think you don't even need to put probably in there. They are a shit show.
So, but then it's Dallas next.
That's going to be an interesting game.
Yeah, because they're both.
Well, a Dan Quinn-led defense. Everyone is trying to listen. They're trying to convince me because they got faster on defense.
Doesn't matter that Dan Quinn does not. He only leads you to heartbreak.
Yeah, let me tell you something. That doesn't mean shit to me because he's had some talented guys on defense. He's had Keanu Neal. He's had 40 Deion Jones. Uh, so he's had talent.
Kerry, I believe, and this isn't me being a Dan Quinn hater. I'm always objective, unless it's hilarious. I believe that the Legion of Boom and Seattle's defense was able to succeed in spite of Dan Quinn.
Right.
I think they were so talented that he did fuck them up. He did fuck them up. Like, they did lose. But Tom Brady, fourth quarter, was like 240 yards and 17 points against that defense like it was nothing. But I think they were just so good that they were able to succeed in spite of him. Because
plus, you got to think about the players. Not only were they crazy physical, but they were crazy intelligent.
That's what I said. They were so at every level. That defense was so talented. They didn't really need Roger Harper. It's like bringing Jimmy Johnson in.
For sure.
You know, it's just like, here, just manage this roster, dude. Here, let's just win. Just fucking let them do what they do. You know, and then he goes to Atlanta and he gets his shot, and look, you will forever be a choker, Dan Quinn. I don't care.
Yeah.
Forever. 28-3. I don't care. Bad decisions were made your whole career. You are a choke artist. You are Anthony Lynn. You are in that vein of coaching that just... Dallas's defense is going to suck, Kerry. You should be happy.
Well, I will say this. The one player that they have who really concerns me is Randy Gregory.
Yeah.
Randy Gregory really changes that defense. He gets after it. It's just that he's been suspended multiple times his first couple seasons because he can't stop smoking weed. But I mean, you know, whatever. They need to just get over that shit. But
They are. They're not. They're not really tested for it anymore.
If they allow this guy to stay on the field, he dynamically changes their defense, because now we're talking about him on one side, and then you got Lawrence on the other side getting pressure, and then you just let the young linebackers do what they do. I mean, we got to see what that secondary still looks like, because they're still young. But again, a secondary's best friend is a ravenous, successful defensive line.
Well, since we're talking about the Patriots and you're looking at having to possibly face Cam or Mac Jones, which would be his second start, I wouldn't worry about Dallas' secondary in that particular matchup.
Yeah.
Then the Patriots go to the Jets. Or the Jets come to New England for their second trip. We'll see how improved the Jets are from week 2 to week 7. That would be a great metric. Week 2 to week 7.
Win that game.
Of course they should, but I'm just saying we'll get to see how well the Jets have improved.
Sure.
Really early in the season. That'll be interesting. And then this is going to be an awesome game in my world. Patriots at Chargers.
Ooh.
It's going to be awesome. Justin Herbert is going to get busy, and the Patriots typically do not play well on the West Coast.
Right.
And it's a
Or in Miami.
Well, Miami, we know why. Too many yachts and shit. Tom just... Yeah. I mean, all Giselle's friends live down there, dude. Come on. It was never going to work out. So it's interesting because that Chargers game at L.A. is at 4 o'clock. So that's going to be awful early in New England's world. Traveling and whatnot, which is not going to bode well for them. And then they go to Carolina. Who knows what Carolina's going to do with Sam Darnold. The Patriots, just off of the hoodie alone, should win that one. Then they play the Browns. They're probably going to get stomped. It's in Cleveland. Cleveland's roster is absolutely fucking stacked.
Cleveland can stay anywhere near healthy. They should, yeah. This shouldn't even be
AFC Championship game, Cleveland. That's it. That's your goal. Yeah. That's the aim. There should be no other goal except that game. Getting to that one, and then, you know, the Super Bowl will take care of itself. Then they go to Atlanta.
This should be another W.
Another W. Then Tennessee. The hoodie does not do well against his former pupils, we always think as Patriots fans that he was giving them gifts and helping out their young careers. Because he knew he didn't need those games to still get into the playoffs and do what the Patriots do. They would always lose. And it was just like, why we really? But Tennessee's loaded. And I don't know if the Patriots can stop Derrick Henry, who I just saw a video of squatting, what was that, 600 like it was nothing? Like literally. Not once, but like doing sets like, Dude, 600?
He's ridiculous. He's a ridiculous human.
What do you do, Roger Harper? What would you do with Derrick Henry? I mean, you probably just give it all you got, but like, seriously, if Derrick Henry is coming at and has full momentum, how do you approach this scenario? I'm going straight at his ankles and hoping he doesn't just hurdle me.
Yeah, you're going to try to untie his shoe.
You got to try to get up under that stiff arm he has.
Yeah, because he's definitely coming down. Because he's so tall, his stiff arm's able to go down at people and not just out. He's like that big bully that sticks his arm out and then you're just sitting there swinging your arms at him and not connecting. That's how big he is. I don't see. I've gone down. You got to time going to his ankles correctly because I have mistimed those before and caught a knee coming up, the other leg coming up.
Concussed. Yeah.
Yeah, instant concussion. Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done, and then everybody's just over you. Oh shit! Yeah, I'm 160 pounds. Shut up. You know, it's not that big a deal. Yeah. So Tennessee probably going to win that one. Vrabel is off to an excellent start in Tennessee. He has a extremely promising career ahead of him. At Buffalo, that's 2 tough games in a row. And then at Indianapolis, and then Buffalo again. That is an extremely tough 4-game stretch.
Ooh, that's rough.
They do get their bye week in between, but that still looks like 4 fucking losses.
Yeah.
Dude, that might be the worst 4-game stretch in the NFL this season.
That's tough.
Wow. And then they get, Jacksonville and at Miami to lose inexplicably at the end of the year.
Right. That's what they do.
Yeah. Never fails. I think the hoodie's got somebody down in Miami. I think he's got a piece down in Miami, Roger Harper, that no one knows about. And that's why every single year, like clockwork, they go down there and we fucking
lose every single year in Miami.
And it's always some stupid mental shit. Miami breaks out the Wildcat out of nowhere, and then we just lose. It's like we can't stop Ronnie Brown all of a sudden, and then
Ronnie Brown save your life.
And then it's they pull off a miracle fucking Hail Mary nonsense 75 lateral play because you got Gronk playing safety. Whose decision was that?
That was terrible.
Shit like that. That's what I'm saying. It's always in Miami. Always the dumbest decisions. I think the hoodie is distracted when he goes down there. Either the hoodie likes coke or he's got a side piece.
Well, I mean, it is also Miami. And, people lose brain cells in Miami.
Yo, what if he made a deal with some cartel a long time ago? And that's why he has so many Super Bowls? But the deal was he has to lose in Miami every time so they can win that. They can wager on it. Dude, it doesn't make sense. Excellence in every location across the land. Failure over and over again in Miami.
What if he is just the cartel?
You
need people like me. Say hello to the bad guy.
Oh, he's definitely the bad guy. That would make Robert Kraft, what's that one dude's name from Bolivia or wherever he went and got the coke from?
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Definitely.
It makes sense. They're no longer the evil empire. The hoodie is Scarface. I love it. That's why he wears the hood all the time so you can't see that shit. Oh, that's fucking awesome. It doesn't make sense. It's like I can understand if you were go like this year. We'll get to see it. Like last season, we didn't get to see the home field advantage that the Raiders are going to have.
Sure.
This year, now that the casinos are open, Roger Harper, the Raiders are going to should be undefeated at home. They should be undefeated at home. No one should be able to beat them at home because no one is going to be prepared for going. Young, independent athletes with lots of money literally staying in a casino before a game. That's not a good combination.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy, they're gonna have a great home record, yo.
That's what I'm saying. Miami, Vegas, there's certain spots.
But yo, that 4-game stretch in the middle was just
That 4-game stretch is hellish.
dude. If they had any playoff hopes, it's not going to happen. Weeks 12 through 16.
I mean, that's what. So we all on paper right now. We don't know what Carson Wentz is truly going to look like, or if he's even going to be healthy, or if it's going to be Jacoby Briskett's team by then. You know,
I think even if you put Jacoby Brisket on that Colts roster, they beat the Patriots because Jacoby Brisket can play.
Yeah, he can play.
That's a mistake-free football quarterback. I like it. It doesn't wow you by any way whatsoever, but he makes plays. And he's smart.
And also, if the Titans haven't figured out their kicking situation, like a few of these other teams need to figure out their kicking situation.
Well, also, what if the
They need
Titans...
to sneak out a victory.
What if the Titans also fall victim to whoever they got in to replace Corey Davis doesn't pan out? So now you can just... And you lost Jonnu Smith. So now you can...
relying on Ferkser.
Now you can just literally quadruple team A.J. Brown and then just stack everyone else in the box and be like, all right, beat us.
Yeah.
So the Hoodie, being the X's and O chess player mastermind he is, could sneak out a victory against Tennessee if they don't have a viable number 2.
Right.
And Fersker, we liked him as a fantasy option for being so cheap,
Sure.
but not as a number 1 tight end.
No.
Especially not replacing the athlete that Jonnu Smith was.
He was the number 1 tight end. He didn't do shit.
Well, also, when you add Jonnu Smith, you're looking at like a Darren Waller type tight end that's very athletic and can move. Right. Fersker's not the same type, so now you have to alter what you do with your tight end now.
Mm-hmm.
So the whole offense changed with that one decision with them. And now Corey Davis is gone, who was finally like showing some promise.
Yeah.
So they could sneak out that one. So, all right, let me look at this. Miami, New York, New Orleans. Tampa's a loss.
Mm-hmm.
Chargers, that's a loss. Cleveland, that's a loss. Tennessee, Buffalo. They still might make the fucking playoffs, man. They got a really easy schedule. You're looking at Miami twice. So you look at maybe one. We'll see how the Hoodie does this year. Oh, God damn it. Hold on, guys. I'll get you back. That was my fault. My bad, everybody. I was not paying attention to the clock. Let me get these guys back and we'll close this one out. Damn, got me hyped talking about the Patriots. I wasn't even paying attention, Flea. What the fuck? Yo, motherfucking Patriots might make the playoffs, yo. They could possibly get to 10 wins. Yeah, Flea, if Cam is playing at pre-Roney levels and the rest of their offseason acquisitions all pan out and play well, they could easily get to 10 wins. Because as far as based off of last year's win-loss totals and roster expectations and additions for this season, I got them good for like 9. Now, last year's preseason predictions, I was pretty fucking close on almost every team. I was only a couple games off on each one, which is remarkable because I picked the entire season's games before the season started. You have to anticipate possible injuries, coaching changes, just who knows what could fucking happen. But Pretty fucking close, dude. Almost nailed it. And definitely going to be doing the same thing this year. But I'm also going to be opening up a Gray Matter FanDuel account. So we're going to have a FanDuel with just us and then you guys if you want to get in. But me, Carrie Nice, Roger, and anybody who wants to jump in that's into fantasy and things of that nature, picking games and all that shit, we're going to be doing a Gray Matter only group. And who knows what you might win. I like to give away free shit. It's fun. So I don't know if these two are going to come back on. Nobody anticipated me not paying attention to the clock. Now, typically we would end after the third thing, but I was not done talking about the Patriots' possible playoff chances. So, Carrie, Roger, if you're watching this, Patriots might make the motherfucking playoffs, yo. I can see Miami possibly underperforming 7, possibly 8 wins. Buffalo winning the division and making the playoffs. But then you have the expanded playoffs this year. And in the expanded playoffs, fucking Patriots make the playoffs again, and the hoodie's back in. Especially if they can go through this 4-game stretch: Tennessee, Buffalo, Indy, Buffalo, and go 2-2. Got me all hyped talking about the Patriots. I didn't even wasn't watching the clock. I'm unprofessional.
I was about to say we had a Sopranos ending.
I was wondering. I was just like, I'll just send them an invite. I figured they might just figure it out. If not, whatever, no big deal. So,
no, I knew it.
The only reason I wanted to continue on, because I really probably would have rushed through it and just ended it like I normally do after 3 blunts. The Patriots are going to make the playoffs, dude. Expanded playoffs.
What's the over under on wins losses?
I'm looking at 9 wins.
9 wins? I thought so. Okay.
I'm looking at 9, given the 17 games. I'm looking at 9. And if they can get through that 4-game stretch, especially if they can get through that 2-2, they're definitely in the playoffs. But I'm taking it at 9 wins with not winning a single one of those games. Look, so Miami early. That's Patriots. You're in New England. Hoodie's not.
Who are you picking to win to the division?
Buffalo.
Thought so.
I just look at Miami possibly only winning like 6 or 7 games.
Really?
Yes. I look at them possibly taking a step backwards.
Have you looked at their schedule?
No, I haven't.
Because what I'm saying, I'm thinking the scenario in my mind, it could be, I don't see them taking a step backward per se. It could be a scenario in which that game in Miami could be critical for both those teams.
This is true, but I'm looking at the expanded playoffs and being like 9 wins. They could sneak in.
Right.
They could sneak in. So looking at Miami's schedule, it's at New England to open.
Yeah.
And then Buffalo.
Right.
That's like 2 losses early. At Vegas. That's 3. Indy.
You think they're going to lose it to Vegas?
I think everyone's losing in Vegas this season. First year we're allowed to do anything, dude.
Listen, I don't think they're going to lose in Vegas. Vegas had the trashiest draft. They have 100 safeties. I get it, but
nobody's winning in Vegas this year is my prediction.
Okay.
All right, so yeah, even if they win that Vegas game, we're still talking about 1-2 at this point.
Okay.
And then Indy, and then at Tampa. They could start 1-4, dude.
Yeah, they could.
And then Jacksonville and Atlanta, those are those winnable. So now you could look at
3 and 4.
3 and 4, and then at Buffalo. not looking good. 3-5. Houston, that's a win.
Yeah. 4-5.
Baltimore, they're not winning that game.
Okay, 4-6.
At the Jets.
5-6.
Yeah. Carolina.
6-6.
Giants.
6-7.
I knew you were going to say that. Jets again. I think they might possibly split with the Jets. I think the Jets might get some wins at the end of the year. It's tough to beat a team twice. It always is.
It is. This is true. I think
even if they don't, we'll give it to them just for posterity. So that's what?
So now
that's 7 wins. At New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans is such a wild card team. Don't know who they are. Don't know who they're gonna be.
At Tennessee, that's not a good look for them.
That's a tough one.
And then
so let's just say at this point they're 8-8.
And then finishing, like you said, with New England. So that New England Miami game might be a de facto playoff game, dude.
Right.
I could see that happening.
They're 8-8. They need this fucking win. Each one.
So you guys can mark this because YouTube does not delete our shows because we don't play music. We will be able to go back and watch this when Week 18, January 9th, New England and Miami are playing to see who goes to the playoffs because it's going to happen that way.
That's what I'm saying.
It just makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, given the roster. It's all about health, though,
Yes.
Always with health. But given if everything plays out the way it should, I can see them going at it. Interesting for New England. All right, let me see if there's anything else going on in the sports world. Lakers and Suns are going at it right now.
Oh, yeah?
Brooklyn blew out Boston. They're up 2-0. Big surprise.
I mean, who didn't see that?
That Tatum kid can really play, though.
Yeah, but they lost Jaylen Brown, who also could really play and was having a all-NBA season.
Is the Great White Hope still there?
Nah, Gordon Hayward is down in Charlotte.
What if he would have hit that shot against Duke?
Man, I think about that. I really wish that he did.
All of us do.
I know. It would have. Again, and it's one of those moments that would have definitely changed his life. We already knew about him because of the way he balled, but that right there would have most definitely changed his life.
Yeah. Maybe he doesn't get injured.
He does. Maybe he probably gets picked before Utah can get him, so he's on another team where he's definitely the man earlier on.
Oh, dude, that.
And it was right there. It was right there.
Against the evil empire too. Oh, it'd been Jimmy Chitwood. I kept calling him the whole game. I'm like Jimmy Chitwood.
Because it really was just him.
Yeah, it was.
I love it. And we wouldn't have seen a championship like that. You'd have to take it back to Danny Manning.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It would have been the most unlikely, in the most spectacular way, a half-court heave at the buzzer to beat the literal evil empire.
Mm-hmm.
And Duke's team that year wasn't even that good. That's what I'm saying. It's like, that, of all teams, that squad wins a title, really?
Like, who the hell, like John Schuyler?
That's what I'm saying. I was like, of all their teams, this one gets the title?
Yeah.
I don't like it when things like that happen. It upsets me.
Yeah.
Because they've had some really good fucking teams that didn't win.
Yeah.
That one did. It's like when North Carolina finally broke through and won a title. Or no, it's like...
Oh, they had Sean May.
Yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, what? I was like, I had Vince Carter and like all these like just all Americans galore.
No, they had Sean May. They had Danny Green. They had,
I know.
Oh, what's his name?
Tyler Hansbrough. Wasn't the white dude on there?
Hansbrough never won one.
Oh yeah, that was later.
Yeah. They had that one kid. He used to date a Kardashian, but which basketball player didn't? He was a shooting guard. He went to Minnesota. His name is escaping my head. Rashad McCants.
Oh yeah, Rashad McCants and Sean May. That was their two big players.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have won a title.
Mm.
I mean, they did, but like, come on.
I know you had the other You had the other team with Montrose
That's
beating Weber, and then
it
but it
was
was like
it was
Donald Williams was the one who got busy.
and
Donald
they had
Williams, the shooting guard.
their strong forward was dope too.
Oh yeah, Lynch.
Lynch, yeah, George Lynch.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, but like yeah, I mean, we talking Jalen, we talking Juwan, we're talking C Webb, the unfortunate timeout game.
Yeah, but you know what we
Jimmy,
always say,
Ricky.
Kerry? It wasn't won and lost in that one moment. That was just very pivotal.
Yes,
Realistically, that Michigan team should have blown that fucking team out.
absolutely.
So let's
They should have UNLV
the
versus
whole every single play,
first time.
every single team they in front of them that season, they should have just steamrolled all of them.
That second season, they definitely should have UNLV'd everybody.
Everyone, UNLV was able to do it with 3 NBA. Did they get 4? Did they have 4?
Spencer Haywood made it.
All right, so they had 4 then.
Yep.
Oh man, look at that. Hey, UNL, that's all Jerry Tartanian though.
Oh yeah.
And plus him being like, yeah, Larry Johnson, come on. I don't care.
Mhm.
I don't care how many bodies you got under your belt. You come dunk
The only
basketballs.
one who didn't really make it was Anderson Hunt.
Yeah.
It was sad. He was a baller.
Yeah, that team, that starting 5 was
Yeah. Greg Anthony, Anderson Hunt,
Stacy, the
Alford.
Plastic Man. How you get a nickname in college?
I love it. Larry Johnson, Spencer Haywood.
Larry
We got
Johnson.
another guy, Elmore, something.
Larry
Another-
Johnson was so much bigger than everyone he was playing against.
rocking his gold tooth.
That's
I
what I'm
love it.
saying. It's just like I don't care what you've done. Just come here and dunk basketballs
Yeah.
and intimidate people because you are gigantic. That's another dude, yo. If he would have stayed healthy in the NBA, unlimited ceiling.
And they somehow got him to put on a wig and a granny dress and dunk on people and create grandmama, which was insane.
Because he was so goddamn big, nobody was going to say shit to him about dressing in a wig and dress. Say something about grandmama. I'll slap the shit out of you.
I know, and that was the thing when he finally came to the Knicks. That's what we did. We got the superstars on the opposite side of their superstardom, but he was still a great contributor. And that's the thing, especially during those times when you had stud players go to a team that already has an all-time player, like they did with Ewing. Everyone was deferring.
Yeah.
It was like we got you on this team to be who you are. Patty will get the rock. Don't worry about it. Ewing's going to get his touches. You need to do what you got to do.
Yeah, so for you younger viewers out there, if you think that there's never been anything like Zion before, yeah, there was one.
Mm-hmm.
His name was Grandmama. And Zion's a little bit bigger, heavier.
Yeah.
But they played the same exact game. Zion's got a much better handle given he had a weird growth arc. So he played point guard because he was little.
Little point guard.
But as far as the nimble feet through traffic, instantaneous jump from floor to rim instantly,
Oh, yeah.
and just unmitigated power. It's Larry. I said it when I saw Zion. Everyone was just like, "Oh my God, it's Charles Barkley." I was just like, "No, that looks like fucking Larry Johnson." You guys don't remember Larry Johnson before?
Larry Johnson had a better jump shot.
Yes, much better mid-range jumper.
Yep. And then he developed the three.
Yo, Larry had
The
that.
most famous 4-point play.
Larry had that super wet mid-range jumper from like 16 feet, dude.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Lefty.
Imagine if him and Mourning could have stayed together.
They just couldn't. They couldn't.
Couldn't.
They couldn't. It was too much. It was Shaq and Kobe, they just
But
couldn't.
I mean, like, damn.
Oh, my
You
God.
talk about vicious.
Yeah, just because that's back when Mourning was like
Mm-hmm.
angry when he blocked shots and shit.
He was winning Defensive Player of the Year then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leading blocks. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
That's when everybody on the planet had a Charlotte Hornet starter jacket.
hell yeah. And a flat top.
Well, I didn't have the flat top, but I definitely had the jacket.
And definitely had seen New Jack City at least 10 times.
Oh my God. Larry Johnson, man, what? So I imagine the Lakers are going to win. They're not. LeBron's not going to go down 0-2.
Okay, how does Lou Williams break protocol to go just get some lemon pepper wings at a strip club? Okay, whatever. It's his hometown in Atlanta. He gets punished. He just went there for the wings, y'all. But this cat went out for some tequila?
A promotional event for a tequila company.
Really? Is he an investor?
Even if he is, you have to be there? Can't they just put your name?
They could just email you the prospectus.
No, can't they just put your name there too? Because everyone knows you're in the goddamn playoffs.
I know.
Like, is it? See, this is the things that people.
Is interesting for him because someone who shuts off his social media during playoffs and all this other shit. Like,
that's why it doesn't make sense. This is why people don't like this guy.
Yeah.
Yo, why are you making Space Jam 2? Make your own goddamn movie. Don't remake Mike's movie. This is why people don't like this dude. This is why I don't like him. He
definitely didn't say no, but they definitely came to him.
100%, but he don't need that money. He don't need Space Jam money.
Well, because remember, people thought it was going to be Kobe who did Space Jam 2.
That actually would have made sense.
Yeah.
This just reeks of I'm trying to erase Mike from people's memory so that I can be the only one. I can finally be it.
Well, you also remember what he was saying the last championship. He was like, whoever wins this championship, it's going to be the hardest one ever because of the bubble and all that. And of course, he was saying that to say, like, when we win this championship, it's going to be the toughest one. I want my damn respect.
I mean, remember what he said after the Cleveland win? This title makes me the greatest of all time. It was just like...
Okay, well...
You shouldn't say that in an... Yeah, you don't get to say that in an interview. It's awkward.
But then also, if Golden State stayed having their full power and Draymond wasn't kicked out a whole game, I mean, like, come on, man, like, I can't co-sign that.
I can't either.
We're down 3-1 because of whatever the circumstances were. I get it. But
yo,
also,
Kerry, what was that other?
Doggy, who hit that final shot? It was Kyrie. It wasn't you. Kyrie.
What was the other playoff series that happened in?
Which one?
It was the Spurs and somebody. Or somebody just got basically erroneously suspended for like games 5 and 6.
Oh no, it was Amari Stoudemire because he came off the bench because Ori had pushed Nash.
And it changed that whole series.
And he just
completely.
stood up.
Yeah, it changed.
All he did was stand up, and it changed the whole and everyone knows. Everyone, even people on Spurs know. They're like, listen, if that didn't happen, the Suns probably would have got us.
No, the Suns were going to win that and probably win the title because didn't the Spurs win that title?
Yeah, they did.
Exactly.
As a matter of fact, if Joe Johnson doesn't get his orbital bone destroyed, you know what I'm saying? Like the Suns win. That Suns team could have easily won 2 chips.
And they had one of my favorite players of all time.
Leandro Barbosa.
The Matrix.
Sean Marion.
The ugliest mechanics in basketball history, and he just filled the stat sheet, dude.
I know. Another UNLV guy.
He literally got to the league based off of stat sheets. No one watched his tape. It was just like, we need this guy.
If you played fantasy basketball,
oh my god,
he was the ultimate player to have.
Yo, he was the priest. He was the Priest Holmes of the NBA. Yo,
he literally did everything.
Yeah,
you want steals? I get you steals. You want blocks? I get you blocks.
All of it. Assists,
points. He did fucking everything with the ugliest jumper in the league. It is the ugliest jumper I've ever seen anyone do. I mean, until
I
saw these ball boys, but
yo, Kerry, it really looks like like 5th, 6th grade. basketball camp.
Because he's shooting from his chest.
And it's so quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Like he's just flicking. Yeah.
Yo, effective though. That baseline jumper was wet.
Because he can also jump. Yeah.
Oh my God, he could jump out. Very long too, so
Yeah.
great defender. He was like, Josh Howard minus the weed.
Oh man, talk about a cat who flamed out. I was excited to see what his career was going to be.
Wake Forest guy. I was all super hyped. Super hyped. I was like, he's the next one in the line.
He was like a walking triple-double.
Yeah.
Like this kid could just...
Everything. Well, he just likes weed more than NBA checks.
I'm thinking, like, what if that Dallas team, we talk about what will change your trajectory. What if that Dallas team beats that Miami Heat team? A young Wade and then just like a bunch of fucking retread superstars from old Shaq.
That changes their narrative.
Yeah.
Shaq doesn't get that extra.
Gary Payton became a champion. Antoine Walker became a champion.
Shaq doesn't get that extra.
Became a champion.
Yeah, Shaq doesn't get that extra one.
Where Shaq doesn't get that extra one. Jason Williams becomes a champion. You have so many like guys who that was it. Like that was their chip.
Shane Battier.
Shane. Well, no, Shane came later. So it was what's his face?
Who was it? I thought there was another one.
There was another long forward.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There was another one that was a long-time vet that finally got his chip.
Yeah, his name will come to me.
Yeah, I got Battier confused because I just keep seeing him in the jersey, but...
Yeah, but yeah, Dirk would have had 2. We don't know what this would have done for Josh. This could have maybe helped him stay on the straight. Who knows?
Yeah, the Jet gets his second too.
Yep.
Changes his like you look at him completely different too.
Mm-hmm. Because he played in the league a long damn time.
Yes, he did.
And was effective.
Yo, I love the fact that he got a Naismith Trophy tattoo on his bicep before that season.
Oh yeah.
And then they won it when actually nobody expected that team except them, possibly.
Yeah.
That was Dirk at his superpower, at his absolute peak.
Oh. Yeah, and then he had that resurgence when he got J-Kid, Tyson Chandler, you know what I'm saying, Deshaun Stevenson, you know what I'm saying, like all those guys came in, and Posey, James Posey.
James Posey, yes.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of, James Posey. Yeah.
Ring around the...
Michael Doliak was on that team. Michael Doliak.
Ring around the James Posey.
Yeah. So I'm saying you had a lot of cats that were so thankful to Dwayne Wade because they finally got a chance.
And I will say, for a 4-game stretch, Dwayne Wade turned into Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
It was incredible. It literally looked like Mike all over again. Fadeaway jumper on the baseline.
Even how the refs treated him.
Oh, he got like 30 trips to the free throw line a game. It was incredible.
I said, this kid is about to win this series by himself.
And he did.
That's what Shaq was saying.
And he did. Shaq let him know. It's him. It's him. He's doing this.
Yeah, he said, I'm just going to get the rebound and outlet to you.
And you got to give D-Wade his props. This is the greatest shot-blocking shooting guard who has ever played basketball.
Sure.
That guy
has
incredible timing.
Him and Elgin Baylor, because Elgin Baylor used to get up.
Yes.
It's the same. It's a shame that there's just not more footage of Elgin Baylor, especially when he was at the height of his powers, because people would put way more respect on his name because he was a beast.
Yeah.
He was a freak of nature.
Well, that's also back when the mid-range jumper meant something.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but
the only Elgin Baylor I can remember 2 highlights. One is a mid-range jumper, and the other one is a block where his hair basically hit the rim. Yeah, his whole arm, because he had the wristband on, his whole arm was above the rim.
Yeah.
But his hair, his hair hit the rim. Brink.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus Christ, the guy is up there.
What happens? That's what happened. And he was from that DMV area where Kevin Durant, Victor Oladipo. I mean, you just got. It's like it's pumped. Muggsy Bogues. That area has just pumped out more. That DMV area.
The Lakers are blowing out the Suns.
Oh, you had to know that was going to happen.
told you, the NBA is not going to not allow LeBron and the Lakers to go through the playoffs. They need the ratings. Him being injured has proven when he doesn't play the ratings versus when he is just on the floor. Even he's one of those players, his fans are going to tune in, and then the people that hate him also tune in because they want to see him fail.
Yes,
he's
absolutely.
one of those.
That's the Muhammad Ali effect.
Yeah, he's moving the dial no matter what, so they need him in there. This is business. Tom Brady's going to be in the playoffs no matter which team he's getting calls. They're going to help his squad out. It's business first.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I forgot to bring up. Since this is a business, and for those who might not understand why Tim Tebow is signed on to the Jaguars for one season, already has the number one selling jersey in sports.
Of course he does. We already knew that was going to happen.
Instantaneously, as soon as they put him out, it was the number one selling jersey across the land in all of sports. Of course.
Yes.
This is why you sign him. This is a Jacksonville legend. He is going to actually sell tickets in that stadium for the first time ever.
Absolutely. You get. I heard some people talking about it, like some of these journalists, and they're like, "Oh, this is a bad move," and how does your young quarterback gonna feel about this? Lawrence should feel a zero type of way. Like Lawrence is a superior quarterback to Tim Tebow. Like I don't feel
there's zero threat.
Yeah, there's zero threat. They're like, oh, how's it going to feel? How's this going to affect him? It shouldn't affect him at all.
If I'm Lawrence, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back and learn how to be a leader in the locker room. I know he already is because he's always been the guy.
Sure.
But now you have to lead grown men who are millionaires, and some of them are 10, 15 years older than you.
And you just see the Tim Tebow effect. When he walks into a room.
Learn that from him. All of that. And that's why they brought him there.
The funny thing about it is Lawrence already kind of has that.
Yes.
He has that mystique to him.
He does, but this is Tim Tebow's is fucking different, man.
Different. I know. This is different on a whole nother level.
And honestly, just from the leadership aspect, this guy's an incredible leader.
Sure.
This guy is able to win playoff games and national titles being the worst quarterback we've ever seen. Because he led better players around him to victory.
And the corniest cat in the room. He's corny.
100%. He doesn't care. He'll tell you, no, I'm a virgin.
Yeah. He's corny. The corniest dude in the room is your best player.
Doesn't matter. I know he's not going to get in trouble. Yep. He is always going to be available. He will always be accountable. And, dude, his leadership, man, it's just... Tom Brady has shown you the value this past season. The value of just that mystique and that leadership aspect was put on a microscope like it's never been before.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was instantaneous results.
Right.
They went from... so-and-so kind of laughingstock, not really performing up to their potential, to steamrolling teams into the Super Bowl, dude. And we watched it week by week because of no offseason. We knew it was going to take a while, but you saw it week by week just get... And then, after they won, all of them. Oh, my God, Kerry, we talked about it at the Super Bowl. None of them talked about winning the fucking Super Bowl, dude. They all talked about telling their kids they played with Tom Brady.
Exactly.
I was like, are you kidding me? I wouldn't have expected that result. You just won the Super Bowl, and all of them are like, dude, I played with Tom Brady.
Hell yeah.
Holy fucking shit. Tim Tebow's the same type of dude. He might not have those championships to make you be like, yo, that's Tom Brady. But people will be like, dude, I played with Tim Tebow, man. It's fucking crazy.
We'll talk about them playing with Tim Tebow and what that experience was.
100%. So this is why you bring him into the locker room. All of that. He's the hometown hero. He can handle the media crush. He's had it his whole life. So is Lawrence. But now you don't. Lawrence, a lot of it's being deflected. So he could just kind of like ease into being an NFL quarterback. I think it's genius. It's already proven in business-wise. It's already paid off. They have made more money in jersey sales than his contract already because he signed for the veteran minimum.
Yeah, which he would, because he did. The only one who made sense was Bart Scott. He said, "This guy's never played tight end before ever," and I was like, "Yes." And I saw they showed the one play where he ran a route. It was a terrible route, but I mean that's on coaching. If you can have him move to his position, you coach him up. He's a football player. This is what I've always said about Tim Tebow. I hesitate to call him a quarterback, but he's always been a football player.
100%.
So you can't convince me that having a football player on your team, especially one of his magnitude, is a bad thing. You can't convince me of that.
Kerry, we've seen football players get moved to other positions so they could just play football and excel.
Exactly. Yep.
They should have done this with him day one when they drafted him and said, no, you are an H-back. We are going to use you like this. You are the original Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
This is you.
Yep.
Better runner than Taysom, not as good as arm.
Not as good as arm. But
probably not as good as hands either because Taysom's a pretty good – he's got a pretty good set of hands.
Oh, yeah. He'd catch. And you know what? I was going to say – I was almost going to throw toughness in there, but Taysom Hill is tough. He's tough, motherfucker.
Yeah, he likes to run people over. So you see it with Tim Tebow's his gait when he's running. Mm-hmm. It's all about power and explosive. So he flails a lot, right? Mm-hmm. When you flail a lot, it's hard to catch because there's no fluid motion and getting your hands up to the ball. Plus, you're slapping at it a lot.
You're decelerating.
Yeah, you're trying to slow it. It's just you can't control it. So it's
when you're flailing, you're not keeping your energy moving forward. So your energy is dispersing in a manner in which you can't move your fastest in the most efficient way.
You get off balance and whatnot. So it's like he's not.
Also, your hand positioning.
That's why I said you end up slapping at the ball. Yeah. And not fluidly catching it with your hand. And he's not a body catcher. He tries to catch it with his hands. Because he's a quarterback, shotgun. Yeah. You don't catch shotgun in the body, right? So it'll be interesting to see what he does. But business-wise, already paid off. What's the veteran minimum for a tight end as his NFL experience? What would this be, like 5-6 years of experience for him?
Yeah.
What's that? I think it's less. It's like $1 million or something less than that.
Something like that, or close to it.
Dude, that's absolutely nothing to an NFL team. It doesn't even hurt your fucking salary cap at all.
Shad Khan, who owns a fucking soccer team.
Yeah, dude, he found that money in his. He had Tim Tebow's salary in the couch cushions on his yacht.
Yeah, he's chilling.
So
if I was them, I don't know what Antoine Randall L is doing, or Hines Ward,
Cordell.
Any of those quarterbacks who had to do that. But I'm calling one of them. I'm calling all of them. Like, hey. I need your help.
Shit, I'm even calling Logan Thomas and being like, oh, how did you do that?
Hell yeah.
Because you have successfully transitioned to tight end. So
Call Blake Bell.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Dude, there's been a lot. My high school quarterback went to WVU to play quarterback and ended up moving to tight end by the end of his career. Mm-hmm. So it happens. It will be interesting. So the other aspect about the whole Tim Tebow thing. People are really complaining, it takes up a roster spot for some young kid who doesn't get a chance, blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you something, people. Tim Tebow is on the 90-man roster right now. He has not made a team. He will make the team. It'll happen. But this is going to be probably their third tight end. They'll probably carry 3 tight ends.
Sure.
You're looking,
especially them because their tight ends keep getting hurt.
Exactly. So 3, possibly 4 tight ends, probably 3. You're looking at him being the third tight end. How many third-string tight ends in the NFL or practice squad players who are effective in the NFL. So there's no, it's not like you're taking a spot from somebody who's going to be in the NFL for 15 fucking years.
Right.
Realistically, yes, there's always that Cinderella story of some guy who does make it through that way, but the statistics show that it's 99% of this guy was only going to be in the league maybe even only a couple weeks.
I'm going to throw a name at you. Will Dissily.
Yeah.
Will Dissily was a third-string tight end. The only reason why you heard about Will Dissily is because in Seattle, their first string and their second string, and they can't really hold tight ends. So you have a guy like this who makes a contribution, made a pretty damn good contribution.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he'll end up getting another contract someplace else.
There is that, but typically, that it's not like. All right, so we'll put it this way, Kerry.
They're just around, but it's not. If they're good for the locker room.
All right, so let me put it this way. Say there are 1,500 players in the NFL.
Sure.
Tim Tebow is number 1,500 on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Number 1,501 is still getting a shot in the NFL because there's injuries. So calm the fuck down, people.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he ruined some kid's life by getting a roster spot. That's how they're painting it, because there's people who hate Tim Tebow being in football because he's not a quarterback. They hate that thing. And then there's the other ones who hate the circus that comes with a backup quarterback with nominal skills getting so much attention. People hate that shit.
Backup quarterback, though.
Exactly. He's a fucking tight end now, people. And he's a professional baseball player.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's very handsome. So Tim Tebow is winning at life.
He's winning at life.
He is winning at life. That's 1,501 through 1,600 are all going to get shots in the league during the season. So calm down. He did not ruin anybody's life.
What are they doing in their offseason? Are they saving babies? Are they sourcing clean water for villages across the world? Right. So
are they nursing small animals back from forest fires back to health?
Yeah,
in his bosom.
Anybody ever had a teammate that could possibly win a Nobel Peace Prize? I doubt it.
How many of your third string tight ends can walk on water?
Right. So they just need to chill out. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's just really a little bit ridiculous considering that the main goal of most NFL owners is to make fucking money.
Exactly.
There are some that are like win at all costs, but they tell you that because they've already won.
Mm-hmm.
Like Robert Kraft's going to be like, oh no, I'll do whatever it takes to win. No, shut up. Shut up, Robert Kraft. You were a billionaire when you bought this team. You won at life.
Because he was already killing it with tennis, because he had Martina Navratilova.
That's what I'm saying, dude. You've already hit everything out of the park.
Yeah.
But there are some owners that are like all in.
Yeah.
Like all in. And then there are some that just don't give a fuck, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
The Bengals ownership, the Lions ownership. What are we doing up there?
Yeah, the Lions ownership, I would definitely say.
Dan Snyder wants to make money before he wins. That's the Washington Chocolate City Bigums would rather turn a profit. Daniel Snyder is the Donald Sterling of the NFL.
Sure, easily.
Scandals and everything, easily.
Well, I tell you who else. This Johnson guy from the Jets, who just goes to. I'm just going to be the fucking ambassador of Ireland. I own a football team, by the way. That's all the way going to be in New York. What?
I'm going to remove myself from all football operations for the next 4 years.
Like James Dolan. Hello, the Knicks are drafting at Madison Square Garden, and you're at fucking City Winery, 15 minutes away by cab, playing with your terrible band, while your team is drafting.
James Dolan wants to make money and not win. See, there are some ownerships that it's like it is a business and it's just to turn a profit.
He knows he's going to sell out regardless.
So I just heard. I don't give a fuck about baseball at all. But being that I am from that area, you are at least aware of the Pirates. So I just heard. See, I don't like things like this. I think you should have to spend at least a certain amount in professional sports. Do you know what their total roster is?
What is it?
$5 million.
What?
Yeah. How are you ever supposed to win against major league teams where you have their game day roster is $400 million? They have backup players making more. They have minor league players making the same amount as your entire roster. I just heard this shit this morning. I was watching the Pat McAfee show. They pulled it up as $5 million.
That is a disgrace.
That means you will never keep talent ever. Everyone is leaving at all times.
Yes.
You're literally playing only 18 and 19-year-olds. And as soon as anybody shows any promise whatsoever, they get picked off by a team with a bigger budget.
And they do have a couple of pitchers on there right now who will be.
Exactly. It happens year after year after year. And the crazy thing is, dude, this has happened forever. They have been one of the worst teams in baseball.
But see, that's the thing. Their best player for several years, Andrew McCutchen, saw the writing on the wall.
All of them leave, dude. They had that one. There was, the Willie Stargell championship thing that happened, and then after that, nothing. Then you had the whole Barry Bonds, Bobby Bonilla.
Killer Bees, right?
You had the killer Andy Van Slyke. You had that little run, but no titles.
Nope.
No World Series appearances.
Yeah, no.
So nothing of note that in this era, now we're so far along in history, there's nothing of note. That team has been erased.
Yeah.
We only remember them because they had a cool name, the Killer Bees. It was cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Fleet just said they're 18 and 29 right now.
Oh.
Dude, they're terrible.
Bad.
They don't stand a chance against any competent roster, and it's just like, what's the point of owning that team? So here's the weird thing. Mark Cuban has tried to buy the Pirates for years.
Really?
He's from Pittsburgh. He has tried to buy the Pirates for years, and they will not sell it.
Why?
It's funny because the guy who owns it's actually from Wheeling, West Virginia. And
Mark Cuban's like, I'll treat you right, baby.
I know. Everybody from the area is just like, yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you see what he did Did you see what he did with one of the worst franchises in professional sports?
Every player that has ever played for the Mavs, while Mark Cuban is on that team, said it is one of the best organizations. The locker room is dope. Like, they just...
Dude, he used to have PS3s and PS4s in each locker.
He rides for his players.
You're getting paid if you play for him,
That's why he's like humongous on loyalty.
Huge, and it's like he's been trying to buy that team forever. Possibly longer than a decade, and it won't happen. It's just like, why do you own this team?
That won't happen.
I mean, clearly it's a business decision. He's only spending $5 million a year, and he's making more because you have to remember the way the major league works. You don't have to spend $5 million. There's no limit, or there's no there's no floor on what you have to spend, right?
Right.
So there's subsidizing. So the Yankees might make $1 billion, but they also have to take a percentage of what they make and give it to the teams that don't make any money.
Right.
So you're looking, you don't even have to make any money. If you're only spending $5 million on your roster, I bet you're getting more back in subsidization from the major leagues than you're even spending. So anything that you make is all even more profit. So this guy's making money. He don't give a fuck. He's been doing this for like 2 decades, dude. He don't care.
Oh, yeah, there's no way he's selling that team.
Dude, it's Donald Sterling without the controversy in Pittsburgh. Remember, he used to say, this is a business. I make money. Yeah. It wasn't about winning at all.
Yeah.
Like, remember, any players that were good that cost money, out of here, gone. Gone instantly. Get out of here. Too expensive.
That's how most people remember Elgin Baylor, bringing it back to him as the GM, and they put all those losses on him. It's like, my fucking owner, my boss, won't allow me to spend money.
At all.
We have good players. They're gone.
They're gone instantly. He was the worst. But he literally, at least he was gangster about it and said, no, this is a business. I'm in this to make money. Yeah. It wasn't about winning at all.
Yeah.
And they did make money. He was one of the most profitable organizations in the NBA with bad teams.
Yes.
So kudos to him for being able to do that. But, sucks to be a Clippers fan. At least they had another team playing in the same building.
Who was winning?
Yeah.
One of the greatest franchises in the history of the game.
Yeah. With one of the... I don't know, it's going to go down between him and Ozzie Newsome. We're going to have to fight over it. As the best player turned GM in sports history. Both of them Hall of Fame players. I think Jerry West had a more notable professional career as a player.
Okay.
He's the logo, dude.
He's the logo.
He's the fucking logo, man.
Okay. I'll give you that.
But I believe even though the Lakers have been successful and Jerry West has been successful at every GM stop he's been at, including building teams like when we went to Memphis, I think Ozzie as a GM, dude, is unmatched in the NFL.
I mean, you're talking multiple Hall of Fame.
Just a list of them.
Yeah.
And multiple titles with teams that never had a Hall of Fame quarterback, which is rare.
And, yeah, you won with Trent Dilfer and Flacco chips.
Two of them he won, dude.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it was Eli twice over the Patriots where it got deja vu happening.
And remember, he had also Tony Banks, who was a living, breathing turnover.
Just turnovers and running game. Defense, turnovers, running game, dude. But
Jamal Lewis getting 2 Gs.
Dude, he just hit on draft picks in every round forever. It's hard for me to name a better NFL GM.
I know. You're hard pressed. Because you got to think about it. Art Modell got excoriated for taking the Browns out of Cleveland and sending them to Baltimore. But even though we've already discussed it, that was on Cleveland. You had a chance to keep them. You didn't want to pay.
It happens.
Ozzie, now you think about taking your team to Baltimore, who used to have the Colts. They were starved for a football team, so the fan base was ready. And then you have some of like the Browns records, but you still want to build your own identity. So
dude, he just started hitting home runs out the park.
Yeah, you have to still build this thing from scratch, and you built it
here. Ray Lewis,
first and running game, since they moved to Baltimore, they've been relevant their entire time there.
That's what I'm saying. I can't think of another GM better than him. Scott Pioli was really good, but multiple franchises he bounced around, some not so successful. Ozzie Newsome, literal success from day one all the way through the end of his career.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there's been another GM that's picked more Hall of Famers than him. Wow. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. It's a debate because the professional career and very, very, very solid front office career versus Hall of Fame professional career, but then like all world, all time great GM front office career. So it's like it kind of It's interesting.
I will say this though. I will say this: the logo made some extremely savvy moves. Let's not also forget he was a consultant for the Warriors too.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. As a GM, dude, he has been every stop he's made. He's improved the team.
He was the one who orchestrated the Kobe Shaq linkage.
Yep.
He said, Shaq, if you come to LA, I'm gonna get this kid, even though the deal wasn't done yet.
Yep.
I'm gonna get this kid, and y'all are just gonna win chips.
And they did.
You just have to trust me.
And they did.
And Shaq was like, all right, okay.
Okay.
Hey, Shaq. Okay.
Yeah, and dude, it's just when you're the logo of an entire sport, hard to top that.
Yeah, no, That's really super tough. He is the literal logo.
I still think he should come
West
out.
Virginia kid too.
West Virginia's
Right?
finest. WVU's finest, baby.
Yeah.
So I still do believe that he should come out and say Kobe Bryant shouldn't be the new logo moving forward in some manner.
Sure.
The game has changed so much, Kerry, since Jerry West was doing that crossover.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
a whole... People don't even... Like, the kids don't even know who this fucking guy is.
I know. And they wanted it to be Jordan for such a long time. But Jordan got the logo on his Jumpman,
Yep.
on his sneakers.
He wanted his own logo.
So Kobe does make sense. But you know where you would get the resistance? The LeBron fan club.
Actually, LeBron should come out and be like, yeah, Kobe should be the fucking logo also. But he won't.
Should.
He won't because he's LeBron.
He will not say that, though. And you know he won't.
No, because he's going to come out and sideways talk about, well, I think it should be, you know, who the greatest of all time is, and that's up for debate, blah, 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 throwing himself in there sideways. But Jerry West should come out, since he is the logo. There's
Sure.
no other voice stronger than the logo himself to be like, I shouldn't be the logo anymore.
Right.
My own grandkids don't even know I played basketball. You know, it's like...
And even in the players that are even in the logo conversation, right?
They would all say it too.
Yeah. 'Cause
Mike would defer to Kobe instantly.
the only other, because like especially like an older cat, I would have said like Kareem with the most unstoppable shot.
Yeah, the
of
sky
all
hook
time.
makes sense.
The hook shot. With that pose, the hook, I mean, that is an incredible logo. But yeah, I mean, Kobe just like, and if Kobe would have got to live this second act of his life, he was the one.
Oh, he was already off.
Like WNBA, he was like really stumping for them to get more money, like really putting attention on the team. He met with the WNBA president. He was like, yeah, I want to meet her. He went to Adam Silver, was like, yeah, I'd like to meet this woman. You know what I'm saying? She was like, Kobe Bryant wants to meet me?
Well, I think it helps, you know, that he
about
had
this game.
that he had all daughters.
Yeah.
You know, and he's just like, all right, I got girls. I'm gonna do this for my girls. Plus, his daughter was dope. He even
Yeah.
said it like, you think I'm done this one? She's like,
Yeah.
she's my,
Oh, yeah.
she's it.
She was like,
She was him. She had all his moves.
She did.
It's crazy.
She did. Her jumper was wet.
All his moves to fade away at the.
Yep.
I was like, how old is she? She's doing that already. This isn't fair.
Yeah, she was about to be.
You know what? You know what he was doing to her? He's Tiger Woods in her, dude. She was about to be like
I know. Well,
unstoppable because he had that mentality already. He was going to build another one.
In that ass. Hell yeah.
Oh, dude, unstoppable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
no,
was ready too.
yeah, but he definitely should be the logo.
Yeah.
I mean, even not even given the levity of what has happened, it's time to move on from that logo. The
It is.
NFL doesn't have Tom Brady as the logo.
No, it's just a shield.
It's a
Yeah.
shield.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball doesn't have fucking Babe Ruth.
Nah. Yeah.
No other sport has a person as the logo. It's just basketball. So it's like, can we
Yeah.
evolve from... And listen, man. This is a native West Virginian telling you that a West Virginian as the logo, it's time to move on.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel you.
Dude, where it's like, fuck, where it's 2021 for Christ's sakes. Jerry West played in the fucking 60s and 50s.
Yeah.
Like, Jesus Christ, dude. It was still black and white when he played.
I know. And ain't that funny? Because before that, the Celtics were winning chip after chip.
8 in a
after
row
chip.
at one point.
So
How's Bill Russell not the logo?
what was the logo before that? Like what was, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
What
why
was the-
Jerry West?
Yeah.
That's odd.
Right.
I'm gonna have to look at. I'm gonna have to
Mhm.
do some research onto why the fuck Jerry West became the
Yeah.
logo, because it doesn't really make any sense.
Right.
Because if there's any sport where one human being should be the logo, it should have been Michael Jordan as the logo for the goddamn NBA.
Sure.
The most recognizable logo of a human on the planet.
Right.
Nike itself is more recognizable, and maybe McDonald's, shit like that. But the human logo, everyone knows that. The whole planet knows that.
Yep.
That should have been the logo, but Mike was smart to make it his own. Fuck you guys.
Yeah. It's like, it's my shit. And I'm gonna make money on that shit.
I'm gonna make $1 trillion off of this shit.
Indeed.
Yo, so last note. If you go to the Jumpman logo and you zoom in all the way, he's wearing pants.
Oh, he's wearing sweatpants?
Yeah, he's got that logo came from a photo shoot. That wasn't from the actual dunk from the dunk contest.
Gotcha.
In that photo shoot, he had jogger like warm-up pants on. So if you go and look at the logo, it might not be in the newer ones, but if you go back into our era of like Jordans and shit, you could look on the shoe right on the logo. He's got pants on, dude.
Okay.
My brother used to have the poster of the logo, the photo shoot. It's the only reason I ever remembered that shit. It was literally that exact thing, and I was just like, oh, that's where that came from. It's like dead on, like everything is perfect. So I know it kind of looks like from the dunk contest, but if you look at the one from the dunk contest where he jumped from the foul line, he did not spread his legs that far. It was more of a sideways thing. Anyway, just a random thing that most people don't know. He's wearing pants in the logo, people.
Thigh spread.
Mike had that ill thigh spread.
You know what I'm saying?
That's when you know this show is over. I'm out of here. All right, homie.
Brody.
I don't know who's next week.
Yeah, I don't know either. We'll figure it out.
Let me think off the top of my head because we're getting into like the teeth of things now. I don't know. We're getting close to it might be the Saints.
Yeah, because we're getting.
It's either the Vikings or the Saints.
Okay.
It's one of those. All right, we'll figure it out. Anyway, we'll be in touch, homie.
Yeah. We'll do.
All right, everybody. Flea, everybody. I appreciate you guys coming through. I literally went from golf course to gray batter, so I'm out. Beat battle. Thursday, 8 p.m. New theme song. No, 9 p.m. So that's the next time I will see you guys live on YouTube.